right? Like cursing, like to me, cursing is not a big deal. So some people, a lot of people who are successful curse, right?
But you're the one.
You're the one who's like, yeah, because you're like a Christian in your pantyhose, and you're like worried about people saying the word fuck. Yeah, so get the fuck over it. We're not in kindergarten. We're in the real world.
There you go.
Grow up.
You see behind the camera.
You're on my
behind the camera. You can talk like that.
Yeah,
that's the funny thing.
You want to meet up? You want to come to Texas? I'll say it to your face.
No, you wouldn't.
I don't give a fuck.
Wouldn't, brother.
You want to meet up?
No, you wouldn't.
Buy a plane ticket.
No, you wouldn't.
Buy a plane ticket. Buy a plane ticket.
I live in Austin, Texas.
Okay, shoot, we can meet up tonight.
Okay, so what are you talking about, brother?
Yeah.
Come on, brother.
Pick the place.
You wouldn't talk.
We can meet up tonight. I will literally curse in front of you. I don't give a fuck.
You wouldn't.
What are you talking about?
No, you wouldn't.
Okay,
brother.
let's meet up.
That's the point.
Let's meet up.
That's not the point.
You're in Austin. You're in Austin.
What?
Do you want to meet up? I can get
What is the point of meeting up? What is the point of meeting up?
Because you said I wouldn't do it. You started something and now you're backing away. No.
Brother,
let's meet up. Let's meet up. I'll give you an address. We can meet up.
Brother,
let's meet up.
Go well.
No, deadass. Let's meet up. I will curse in front of you.
It wouldn't go well.
Let's meet up.
It wouldn't go well.
Are you backing away? Are you running away?
Yes, I am backing away.
Be a man.
I am backing away.
Be a man.
I am backing. You know why?
Be a man.
I know what will happen.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're running. You started something. You started the fight.
Right.
Wait, hold on.
You're right.
You started the fight.
Right.
You started the
Nobody
fight.
started a fight.
I said let's meet up, and now you're running away. Now you're running away.
I'm not running.
You're running away from the thing that you started.
Brother, I'm not running.
Okay, then let's meet up. You wanted to meet up, so let's meet up.
No,
I'll curse in front of you. Oh, so you don't want to anymore. You don't want to anymore.
No, I'm afraid of you. I apologize. I'm afraid of you.
All right.
Yeah, I'm real afraid of you.
So
right, let's get back to the topic. Let's get back to the video.
So what's the point of bringing up the point then? Yo, what's up? Hey folks. Hey, what up? Fuck. What's up? Yo, what's up, folks? Before I let anybody up... Before I let anybody up, hold on. There was like a content creator who wanted to discuss with me. I'm in the middle of making videos and editing videos, and there's a content creator who was wanting to talk to me over the phone, but I wouldn't give him my number because he's kind of a stranger, and so I'm trying to see if I can get him to join the live, and we can have a conversation, I guess. But yeah, before I invite anybody up, feel free to ask me any questions. I can't believe I'm fucking doing this. But bloody hell, mate. Let's see. Autumn Rivera? Oh, hey. Oh, yeah, I don't believe in the Christian God. I'm agnostic. Let me see. Oh, oops, sorry. Let me see if I can find him. Do I have to follow him in order to, like, send it? Like, I don't even know. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, if you guys are wondering why am I live right now, I'm not gonna be live for a long time. I'm in the middle of like editing stuff, and there's this content creator who wants to talk to me, and I didn't give them my phone number. So I'm just like hosting a live. He was saying stuff in the DMs like, "Don't run, be a man," and like I don't know. I have an ego, so I kind of want to like face him. I guess I'm not afraid to have a conversation. I made like a video stitched to one of his videos, and like he wants to talk. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Daniel G. Wonder if he's gonna show up. Do I have to follow him? I don't want to follow him. But yeah, like I don't give a fuck. Like I'll debate anybody. I'll stand on business. But actually, there are people on this app I'm afraid to debate. Yeah, like there are people on this app that I'm afraid to debate. But like, I mean, you know what? Like, I'll say it. Like, I can be a coward sometimes. There are people on this app who are really good that I'm afraid to debate. I wouldn't debate them because it would be a waste of time. We're in two different leagues in regards to intelligence, but I'll debate somebody who's like slightly below me or slightly above me to challenge myself. But like, I'm not gonna go debate like Ryan Mullins, right? Who has like multiple PhDs. I'd be so out of my element. There's no point in debating people like that. Because I mean, like, unless like I'm educated and I'm prepared for the debate and ready to accept the challenge. But yeah, there are people I wouldn't debate, but hold on, before I accept anybody, I'm waiting for a particular someone to join the live. They said they were gonna debate me. Or they said they wanted to talk to me about something. I wonder who it is. Or no, it's Daniel G. Waiting for Daniel G. Where is he? Where is he? I'm not gonna wait forever. Like, come up. I don't know. I don't know if he's running. I don't think. Oh wait, he's in here. Okay, yeah. Come up, Daniel G. Like, I'll have a conversation with you. Here, I'll invite you. Wait, can I invite you? Yes, I can. Yeah, you can join. Okay, I sent you an invite. Hop up. Tell me what your issues are in the video. Maybe I said the wrong thing. Maybe I worded it the wrong way. Like, I'll have a conversation. Oh, well, I sent you an invite. Like, I invited you. You should be able to hit, like, accept. Or click on the blue and pink person logo, and you can accept from there. Or you can submit a request from there, and then I can accept it. I can invite you again. Resume. What is it? What is it talking about? Resume live. Okay, I'm gonna decline. Power of Ori, I'm gonna decline your invitation for right now, but I will accept you in a little bit. Just give me 1 second. wonder if did he join yet? Give me 1 second. Did he join or not? Are we having tech? Okay. Yeah. Here. I'm gonna invite you. Oh, he left the live. Hold on. Ah, shit. Well. Okay. He has to come back. Okay. Alright. Is he here? Or are you here? Wait. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Okay, cool. I'm gonna invite you again. Just click accept or yes, and then it should bring you on the panel. If you see a big notification thing, just click yes or accept, and then it will bring you on the panel. It should be easy. Or, you know, like when you're on the, like when you join the live stream, you can click the little logo in your right corner. It's going to be a pink and blue person shaped logo, and you can submit a request that way to get in here. But like you're using a cell phone, right? It shouldn't be too difficult to join the live. Like, but I don't know. I'm not sure if I should be doing this right now. Oh, you can't join via your computer. You have to join via a cell phone. He said he's using a computer. You can't join via computer. You have to join on your cell phone. TikTok has this weird thing where like you can't join lives via computer. You have to join via cell phone. I've tried. It'd be really cool if you can join using your computer, but no, you have to use a cell phone. Oh, okay. Let me try again. I'll send it one more time. Oh, wait. Resume live to invite video. Okay, hold on. Wait, actually, leave the live and then come back again. Because it's not letting me send another invite. So I have to wait for the invite to time out, or maybe you have to cancel it on your end. I don't know. Let me see. Am I able? You will in a sec. What's your take on Christian morality? I'm not sure. I think Jesus said like a lot of good things. I think Jesus said a lot of good things, but like I think Jesus is the same God as the Old Testament, and the Old Testament condones a lot of horrific things. So I need to do more study. I don't have any critique of Christian morality per se. I have critiques of other things like gospel authorship, divine hiddenness, problem of evil, contradictions in the Bible, yada yada yada. Am I able to come up, or Daniel G gonna come up? Yeah, we're waiting for Daniel G to come up. Okay, wait, let me invite him again. Let me try this again. Okay, I sent an invite. And it says you're connected.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're launched. Cool.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
Yo, what's up? You got critiques of my video, per se? Yo, what's up?
All right. Before we get started, I have nothing against you, so I don't want you to take this as a personal attack.
No, that's fine. I'm in the debate space. I get attacked a lot. So, like, I have thick skin.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Did you watch the whole video?
I mean, I watched like halfway through. I probably could have watched the entire video.
Okay, so if you didn't watch the whole video, it's 8 minutes long. You watched 4 minutes.
Yeah. And I mean, like, my only critique against you was, like, one, I didn't really see, like, Caleb telling the girl to do OnlyFans is, like, that big of a deal. And then, like, two, like, I mean, you're saying that Caleb is not a Christian because he's telling the girl to do OnlyFans. So my critique is like, hey, you know, in the video you're wearing, like, jewelry. You seem to be doing pretty okay. And sure, like, Caleb is probably not
Hold
a
on, stop.
Christian.
Can you stop for a second?
Yeah.
Can you stop for 1 second? Stop.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm hearing you twice. That's what it is. I'm hearing an echo. I don't know why am I hearing an echo. I'm hearing you too.
Oh, maybe it's your wireless headphones.
How much?
Um,
All right,
maybe,
let me take them off.
yeah, disconnect them and maybe that might help. I don't know. Oh, also, Missy,
Let me take them off.
Missy, hang tight real quick. I'm doing a 1v1. It was requested. Hang tight real quick. I'm doing a 1v1. Why is that not? Is it?
Yeah, I'm hearing you twice. I'm hearing an echo.
Oh, drop from the app. I think it's on your side. Oh, drop from the app. I think it's on your side.
I'm gonna leave and send it again. I'm gonna leave and send it again.
Is it me, guys? I don't have an echo. Holy schnitzel. Oh, okay. Maybe I need to change my microphone. Okay, hold on, guys. I will let people up. I'm doing like a 1v1. I like stitched someone's video and they wanted to like 1v1 me. So. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, I'm gonna send you a invitation. Okay, am I good now?
Yeah, you're much better now. Yeah, because I was hearing you twice. It was, it was like crazy. So can you
Okay.
hear me?
Yeah, it's probably like a TikTok glitch.
Yeah. All right, I'm here.
All
All right, so continue. Start from where when you started, please. Because one more time, because wasn't really hearing you because I was hearing the echo.
Okay.
Can you start one
Yeah.
more time?
So I think like you might have a point, right? Maybe I should have watched the video the entire way through. But I watched a little bit, and like my only contentions were, I mean, for one, like Caleb telling the girl to do OnlyFans, I don't really have like an issue with. I'm a non-believer, I'm an agnostic, and I don't see like sex work to be bad.
Can we
And
stop
then
right there? Can we
sure,
stop right there? Let's stop right there. All
yeah,
right. So, can I ask you a question? You're a man, right?
yeah,
Okay. So, let me ask you a question. Do you feel as a young, how old are you, by the way?
I'm 27.
Okay, you're 27. As a young man, do you feel that I understand what we're going to get into, but let's leave religion out of it. We're not going to go into religion right now. We're just going to leave. We're just going to talk about just standards of humanity, right?
Yeah,
So you're telling me, as a fellow man, men that have to get up and go to work hard every single day. Because most men who are going to strip clubs, most men who are being taken advantage on OnlyFans are the regular men, are the men that have to get up every single day to work hard.
yeah.
So you're telling me that a girl who is scamming people, making $50,000 a month, scamming people, because if you watch the whole video, that's exactly what she said. She was scamming people. She wasn't even online to be able to reply to people, right? It was her managers who were doing. So that's called men getting scammed. Men thinking they're having this illusion of being able to talk to a woman, but they're not even talking to a woman. So those men to you, that's okay for you, for somebody to be getting scammed out of?
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna answer your question, but it's gonna have a lot of context. Are you okay with that? It might take a little bit.
Take your time. Whatever, but let's stay in the rain frame what we just spoke about.
Okay,
We're
yeah,
talking about sex work. We're not gonna make it to some. We're not gonna correlate anything to a regular job. A regular job and sex work are not the same thing. I grew up with a mom, and listen to me, and I'm gonna tell you this live right now.
yeah,
I grew up with a mom, a single mom, who would sleep with her bosses to be able to pay the bill sometimes, and that's disgusting to me.
yeah.
Okay, but we still got evicted. We still got thrown out of places. That selling your body or selling anything, it shouldn't. That's not working hard. That's just taking the easy way out. I grew up
Well,
poor. I grew up with a mom that, listen, bro. I grew up poor. I know what it is to struggle.
yeah.
I've been.
Like I get that, but can I answer your question?
Yes, you can answer my question. Go.
Yeah, so when it comes to OnlyFans, right, nobody's like holding like a pew pew to these men's neck, right? Like when they get on OnlyFans, they're paying for an experience. And some people run their OnlyFans like a business, right? The girl is not doing no work. She's taking pictures of herself and posting it. People pay for those, and she's probably doing videos, and people pay for those, right? But then, when it comes to messaging, like what's probably like thousands or millions of people, right? She has men do that for her. So, like, sure, she said that it felt scammy because the men were messaging on her behalf, but it's not necessarily scammy because the men are still getting the experience. She's posting videos, she's posting images, and the men are still getting it. And me personally, I don't really have a problem with it because, like, if the men don't want to spend their money on OnlyFans, delete the app and don't spend your money on OnlyFans. They're getting quote-unquote scammed because they're choosing to do that, right? And they know what it is. It's like, it's edgy material that's being given to them. They don't have to spend their money on that. And if you look at other industries, we have other industries doing worse, right? The cigarette industry sells you a cancer stick. The alcohol industry sells you tons of that, right?
Bro, all right, I understand what you're saying, bro, but can we stay to one topic?
Yeah, sure.
Right? All right, but you just described. Can I ask you a question? What did you just describe when you went from alcohol now to cigarettes? What are those considered?
I have no idea what you're referencing. Like carcinogens or
No. What are they called? What do they do to your body? What do you become? What do you become?
Intoxicated.
Okay, intoxicated. And what does intoxicated lead to?
What? I don't know what you're referencing.
Addiction.
Oh, addiction. Okay.
Addictions. Okay, so
Yeah.
let me ask you a question. Can I ask you a question now? Right?
Sure.
What is the difference between who sells drugs, someone who sells drugs, and someone who does OnlyFans? It's an addiction you're taking advantage of, right or wrong?
Yeah, I don't really see a problem with that.
Okay. You don't see a problem with somebody taking advantage of somebody's addiction, somebody when they're going through a hard time.
No. So here's the thing. Like when it comes to capitalism that we're currently under, there is.
But I'm not.
Wait. Hold on. So like,
wait,
yeah. Like there's the producer and then there's the consumer.
Okay, brother. We're talking about moral.
Yeah.
We're talking about moral standards.
Yeah. You don't.
We're not talking about capitalism.
Yeah.
We're not talking about capitalism.
I know. This is what I'm saying. You don't have to buy. You don't have to buy the OnlyFans. You don't have to drink the alcohol. You don't have to smoke the cigarette.
We know this.
The person who's offering you the product is not bad for offering you the product. It's up to you to not buy the product. Like, it is what it is.
Okay, but brother, there's people who live in this real world who have bad addictions. Are we not going to sit here and say that?
Okay, yeah, that's a problem for them. They probably shouldn't download OnlyFans and buy from people who are producing OnlyFans content.
Men are lonely, bro. Do you have a wife and kids?
What? So like, why does that matter? Dude, I'm single. I'm lonely, but I don't spend money on OnlyFans. I spend my money on other things.
Okay,
right?
So can I ask you a question?
So I have the ability to not get addicted to OnlyFans. What are you talking about? Like making excuses for the men? What?
I'm not making it. Can you listen to what I'm saying?
Wait, hold on. Wait.
I haven't made an excuse yet.
Wait. Let me ask you a question. If a woman walks in front of you and she's completely naked, do you have to have sex with her?
No, brother. That's not the same thing.
There we go.
That's not the same thing.
It literally is. Like they're paying for OnlyFans. They're paying for OnlyFans. They don't have to.
So can I ask you a question now? Can I ask you a question?
Go for it.
All right, and let's stay on the topic because you keep running from topic to topic.
I'm
just stay on one topic.
I'm giving you analogies, but go ahead.
Okay. Now let me ask you a question. What do you spend your money on that's considered an addiction? Because we all have them.
I don't really have any addictions at the moment.
You're spot clean.
I don't spend my money on anything that I'm addicted to currently.
Okay, so what do you spend your money on? Give me an example.
Video games.
Okay, so video games is an addiction, but man.
I'm not addicted to it. I spend hours of my day doing plenty of other things. I don't spend hours playing video games. I don't feel like I can't stop playing video games.
So on average, how many hours do you spend on video games?
1 hour a day. And
so you spend
less than that.
So we look at your PlayStation console, whatever console you have, your computer console. It would say you only play 1 hour on average a day.
Yeah, like most of my life is editing videos, content creation. I go on walks with my friends. I spend time doing anything else but playing video games. I get on Discord and talk to my friends. I don't play video games that much.
Okay, so exactly. You just reference back. It references back. So you when you edit videos, right? I do this for. I've been doing this for 2.5 years, right? When you
Me
first
too.
start out, okay. So when you first start out, what does it become? It becomes an addiction to get the new video out, to get the latest video out, to be able to get there, to be able to
Not
get the response.
necessarily. Wait. How are you defining addiction?
Addiction is anything that consumes your life.
Well, no, no.
Anything that consumes your life.
So like,
That's an addiction.
I would say an addiction is something, an activity that you partake in to the point where you struggle to cease partaking in that particular activity, right? So if you have the
That's
full
the extreme.
ability, yeah, well, that's what addiction
You're
is.
going to the
When someone's addicted, they can't stop doing the thing that they're addicted to. They are struggling, they need help, so they need to go to therapy to stop doing the thing that they're addicted to. When it
okay.
comes to video editing, I don't get it. I'm not addicted to video editing. I literally stopped editing videos to have this conversation with you. I
Okay.
literally can mitigate my time.
Okay,
It wouldn't be an
okay.
addiction.
So we're gonna get back to the standpoint. So in your mind,
Yeah.
sex work. There's nothing wrong with it. It's okay to be able to do it.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it for me, right? I think
There's
that
nothing wrong for you.
yeah,
Okay,
I
so
think
we
if you have people who are above the age of 18, adults who are consenting, right?
okay,
Both parties, you have a responsibility to monitor the
fair.
material that you are looking at, and they're just selling the material to whoever
Okay,
is taking it.
all right. That's your belief, right? That's your
Yeah.
belief, right? So I respect it. That's your belief. I know that's wrong because trust me, I know it's wrong. But that's your belief. That's okay. That's we all have differences of beliefs, right?
Yeah.
Two let's move away from that. Two. When in my video did I ever ridicule a sex worker?
Okay, that's what I
No,
want to.
I asked you a question, brother. I don't need you to paraphrase because I'm gonna ask you a following question.
Yeah,
When in my video did I ridicule a sex worker?
yeah, so like at the beginning, right? So you were saying that like Caleb's not a Christian because he's advocating for this
No, no, no.
person. So what?
Stop. I asked you a question. You're doing it again. I asked you a question. When you ask me a question, I answer yes or no. I asked you a question. I said, when in my video did I ever look at the young lady and say she's horrible, she's going to hell, she's the worst human being in the world?
I
When did I say
never.
that in my video?
Well, I never
No, no.
accused.
You said I talked down on a sex worker. I
Wait,
never did in the
wait.
video.
I think you're talking down on sex work per se, right? Like
First of all,
your
what
whole
I'm doing,
your
what I'm doing.
so let me
Yes,
answer, right? Your whole
yes.
video, the contentions I had with you was you were getting mad at Caleb because he was telling the girl to do sex work, and so the first contention I said I don't have a problem with Caleb advocating for sex work. The second contention I said is you're filming this video with gold chains and gold like wristbands,
Okay,
right? Telling
can we
to
stay? First of all,
like
I don't have
painting.
ghost wristbands.
Well, yeah, but in the
Nobody
video,
has ghost wristbands.
well, yeah, in the video you had like gold necklaces, right?
I had two gold
It,
necklaces that I've had for six. Can we stop? Can we stop? No, can
condemning
we stop?
sex work in the video, like
Never,
painting it
never
as if
did.
it's like sinful.
Stop. One more time. One more time.
Sure.
This is what you're doing. You keep running around in a circle, brother. We're grown men. We're gonna stay on topic.
I'm not running around, so I'm giving
When?
you
Okay.
analogies, but
But
also
I
like
don't need an analogy.
I
I need a
mean,
straight yes or no answer.
you're accusing me of
I haven't
accusing
accused you of
you
anything.
of really of something I didn't
I
accuse
haven't
you of.
your video, we're gonna touch on the three topics you touched on the video. Because you talked about three different things in the video. We just talked on the first part, right?
Sure.
Right? We start on that topic. Now we're gonna stay on this topic. When in my video that I ridiculed the girl and say what I ridiculed was, and listen, and if you watch the video, you will understand what I said. And this is for everybody who's watching this, and I hope you guys can all listen. What I said directly, because you cut it right off. You only put a 3 second clip of me.
Well,
What
yeah,
I said
because
was,
TikTok only
can I?
allows you to do three
Okay,
seconds when you're
first of
stitching a
all,
video.
okay, but you don't need to stitch a video. If you're gonna do a reaction, do what I did. I put the whole entire video. I played the clip or entirely. Did not
Well,
cut it
no, you
because I don't
didn't.
do that.
You cut a bunch of the video. The video
No, I
was
didn't.
very cut when I watched your video.
First of all, the video was Caleb put that part. Caleb put that video up there on YouTube. I didn't cut the video. Caleb did. That's from Caleb's actual channel. So
Okay,
again,
yeah. So why didn't you go to his
okay,
actual channel and get the full video and then post it in your clip?
because he posted that video. He
Okay,
put that
yeah.
minute video there.
So you took a cut up video and stitched the cut up video, and I just
Okay,
stitched your cut up video.
Exactly. You took a
Okay,
three
so
second video,
I don't
three
really see
seconds.
the issue here.
Okay. There's no issue. You're right. You 100% right. Can I finish what I was trying to say?
Go
All
for
right.
it.
Listen to what I said. What I said about the girl had a what? The girl had a repenting heart. The girl knew her deeds were wrong. She said it in the video. I didn't say it. She said it. She said it felt scammy. It felt icky. I walked away from it. Right.
Yeah.
So now, can I ask you a question now?
Yeah.
When a person can look at their deeds and say, yo, I was wrong, I did it wrong, and I knew I was wrong, why now is it okay for somebody to go and tell her, nah, that's okay, keep living in that life?
Well, I
When
mean,
she knew it was wrong.
you,
Stop. I'm asking from her perspective.
okay,
Not
yeah,
from
like
yours.
I can
I'm
answer.
asking for your.
Yeah,
You
I
can't
can.
answer that.
Well, I
Okay,
mean,
so
I can
okay.
answer. I mean, like,
How can you answer
am I
it?
allowed
How
to
can you
answer?
answer it? All
Yeah,
right, go
like,
answer it.
I don't think it's like inherently wrong for like Kayla. Well, like, you're asking me from my perspective or her perspective? Wait, whose perspective
Brother,
are you asking?
brother, brother, brother. Again, listen to
Like
what I said.
I
I
don't know
said
her
from her.
mind, so I'm gonna give you.
She gave us her answer.
She said
She gave us her answer.
she said she felt scammy about the OnlyFans thing that she was doing.
And then she
That's
went
really it.
good. And because she found Jesus, she was walking in the light. That's why Caleb said you became a good Christian little good girl.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Okay, again, you're not. Can you listen to what I'm trying to say?
Well, yeah, but
You may not look at it.
wait. What's
It's
wrong
not
with
about
him
you.
saying that she's a Christian good girl?
You listen to me. It's not about what you feel like. Your beliefs are your beliefs, right? So she knew that her deeds were evil, right?
Yeah.
Who are you now to tell her, as a man, as a person, to tell her, no, they're actually good because you make $250,000 a year.
That's not what he's saying, right? So, well, like
That's exactly what he said.
it is,
That's
but
what exactly what he said.
okay. So let me explain. What Caleb is a financial advisor, right?
Brother,
Wait,
we're not.
wait,
Okay, can we
wait,
stop?
wait,
I know
hold
who
on.
Caleb is.
Wait. My answer is gonna have context. So, like, these are
But
very.
you're gonna run around in a
Wait,
circle.
no. These are very.
We're not
nuanced.
talking about finances.
Like, these are.
It had nothing to do with finances.
Wait, you wanted me to sit up here and have a mature conversation with you as grown
Yes,
men.
but you're trying to read it.
That requires nuance, and you have to listen for more than 30
Okay.
seconds.
All right.
Right.
Go.
So my answer is going to be a
Go.
little bit more than 30 seconds.
Go.
So Caleb is a financial advisor. This woman is getting on this show because she's in a financial situation. Caleb is not shaming her decision to get rid of OnlyFans. His tone, the entire video, from what I watched, right, is playful, funny, and just offering suggestions. So what he's offering is like, hey, you're making $250 a month from OnlyFans? You should continue doing it. You're beautiful. There's no shame. There's no bad thing there, right? She says, I don't want to do it anymore because it's scammy. I feel like it goes against my moral code. And the next thing he says is not in a condescending way. He just says, oh, so you went the Christian good girl route. Okay, that's fine. There was no judgment so negative. There's not even the slightest of bullying. So I see nothing wrong with the interaction. It was just like fun
when did
and
I say bullying?
lighthearted.
When did I say bullying?
Well,
When did I say bullying?
Your whole point here is Caleb is wrong
It's
as a
pointed.
man for like forcing her to go
Yes.
back to the whole thing. He's not
My
forcing her.
point.
He's having
My
playful
point is-
banter with her.
Okay,
The whole thing is
my
playful
point-
and light. It was very light.
Can
There was no
can I-
negative banter there.
Can
Right?
I get it? Can I get a word in now?
Yeah,
My
I'm
point
confused
was
what you're reading into the situation.
my point was to point to what? What was the point of the video? To point to what?
I don't know, Caleb being playful with an
No.
OnlyFans girl?
It had. See, again, you got caught up on the Caleb part. It had nothing to do with Caleb.
You were
It had
condemning
to do-
Caleb. The video
When did I
was
condemn him?
you said
When did I condemn Caleb?
you're-
When did I condemn him?
in your video, you literally said Caleb is not a Christian. You attacked
Do you
Caleb
understand?
in the first
Do you
3
understand?
seconds of your video. What are you talking
Do
about?
you?
Are we
do you
watching the
understand
same
what condemning?
video?
Do you know what condemning means?
Yeah, to show
What?
disapproval of someone's actions.
No, that's not what condemning
That
means.
literally
Condemning
is
means
what condemning
I'm
means.
sentencing to something, and I didn't sentence him to anything. Caleb has constantly said it. He doesn't believe in God.
Then why did you make a video about him not being a good Christian? So you were confused.
When did I call him a Christian? I never called him a Christian.
Do you want me to play your video on the speakerphone right now?
I said he doesn't follow God. He doesn't follow Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no
I never
shit.
said-
And you just admitted that he was an atheist. So why the fuck in your video are you gonna like talk to him about
Why-
not
all right,
following
stop.
God?
All right,
The
all right,
fuck?
Stop cursing. Stop cursing. Talk like a man. I'm not cursing at you, so don't curse at me, brother.
Well,
I haven't cursed at you. I haven't used foul language against you. Respect each other as men.
Wait,
I haven't called you a name.
yeah.
Stop.
Okay.
Stop. I'm gonna ask you once. Stop.
Okay.
I have not called. I have not called you a name. I have not ridiculed you. I have not said anything
I
against you.
haven't called you
Do
a name
not curse on me.
either.
You just
Cursing is
cursed
just
me
how
out.
no,
Okay, you're a man. You
cursing
can
is just how
control
I
your tongue.
talk. And
You can.
and
I used to
men
talk that way too.
curse. We're not in
I used to talk
kindergarten.
that way. I used to talk that way too. I don't no
Okay.
longer do it.
Okay, but yeah, do you want me to like play your video?
Like I said,
Like
because I
I could
said
play
he
it for
doesn't.
you.
Again, I'm gonna say it to you one more time. Just because I said he doesn't follow Jesus Christ, it has nothing to do. I never claimed that he said he was a Christian. Never said that once.
Wait, hold on. But the whole context of your video is like you're
It's
calling.
like he going. Anybody who goes against Jesus is wrong. Yes, I'm
Yeah,
gonna say
in
that.
your wait, you know that Caleb. Wait, you know that Caleb is not a
Of
Christian.
course,
You know he's an
of
atheist.
course,
But your
of
video is you
course.
saying he's not a Christian. So like,
Never
why
said that.
say that?
I never
Obviously,
said
yeah,
anything.
he's not a Christian. Yeah, you literally said in this
Said it.
video, this guy is Caleb is not a Christian. He's pushing this girl to go back to
Never
OnlyFans.
said that. Now you're lying because I never said
Okay.
that.
So hang
Play the
tight,
video.
hang tight. We're
Play the
gonna play
video.
the video. Yeah.
Play the video when I said he's not a Christian.
Okay. Yeah. We
Play the
can
video.
play the video.
Play the video.
A repenting heart. Someone can look at their evil deeds, even though they're making $50,000 a year. I'm sorry, $50,000 a month, and say no. I turned it down. Caleb Hammer is the definition of a hypocrite. A woman explains why something felt wrong, and instead of accountability, she's met with, "You're hot. Why are you complaining?" Went full Christian. Good girl. That's not financial advice. That's moral mockery. Let's take a look at this clip of your idol.
When did I say it?
Why would Caleb be
Oh,
a
stop.
wait
You
why
stop,
why would
stop.
Caleb
Stop.
wait hold
Stop.
on hold on
You just lied.
wait
You just lied.
no hold on why would Caleb be a hypocrite if he's not a
Hey,
Christian advocating for
Stop.
something that's secular like OnlyFans?
Stop. Brother, stop. Stop for a second. You said my words said that he was a Christian.
Well, yeah.
You just lied.
Later in the video, I'm pausing here
No,
because
brother.
you called him a hypocrite.
So get
Why
to
would
the
he be a
point. So
hypocrite
get
if he's not a Christian?
So get to the point
but
when I
answer
say
that. But
Christian.
answer that. Why would he be a hypocrite if he's not a Christian?
Do you understand what a hypocrite is?
Someone who is going against what they believe in. They say one
Okay.
thing and do the other.
Yes.
So if
yes.
he's not a Christian and he's telling her to go back to OnlyFans, how would that be hypocritical?
Because he tells you all the time to walk away from anything that is hindering you, that is in your way.
Could you give
that
me a
is
clip
not
of?
good for
Could
you.
you give me a clip of that?
Why do I need a clip from it? He says it all
Because
the time.
you told me to substantiate my claim with your clip, right? So
But you
I'm
didn't.
asking
But you
you to
didn't.
substantiate how he's being a hypocrite.
Brother.
Okay. So hold on. So let's
You
watch
still didn't.
let's watch the entire video.
What's the entire video?
Caleb Hammer.
When did I say it?
Mocking faith, mocking repentance. You're hot. She's very cute. Like, she could make money.
I thought, let me just try only, and I ended up making $50,000 in my first month.
How many months did you make this much?
I started with 50, 60, and then it leveled out at 20 a month.
That's not
Just
bad
about.
at all. That is $250,000 a year. Is not something to complain about.
Definitely not. I spent 30 minutes on there a day, and I would send my managers photos, and they would go into the chat and bait people for money. But I stopped that.
Why?
Just feeling like it was very wrong.
Why?
Because I felt scammy.
Okay, you went full Christian good girl. Okay.
Yeah.
And being told you made $200,000 in 6 months. That man does not walk with Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. The girl sat there and said, "It felt scammy. It felt disgusting." And he says, "Why are you complaining about?" That's $250,000 a year because it's going against the word of God. Caleb, what does a prosper man if he gains the whole world but loses his soul in return? See, Caleb is all about money, all about fame, all about views. And you guys love him. But the more and more I watch, the more and more I see him, he's against God. He tells people to go against the word of God, to make money an idol. You told her, you went good little Christian good girl. You went full Christian good girl. No, she had repentance.
He's against God. That guy doesn't walk in the path of
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
One more
so
time.
you're
One more
literally
time.
saying that he's
One more
not
time.
Christian
One more time.
by
One
saying
more time.
that?
No. Stop. One more time. You said I said exactly a phrase. I still haven't said it. Okay, again, I said exactly what I said. Before you started playing the video, I said exactly what I was gonna say. He goes against the word of God. And he does. Telling a woman to go
So
do a
going
sex
against
work
the word
is-
of God, what does that mean? You're not Christian, right?
Okay, but listen to me.
Okay,
First
so
of all, I'm not
I do have a
Christian.
point, right?
I'm not Christian.
So I do have a point, right?
Listen,
Someone
can
who's
you listen
not
to me?
Christian wouldn't
Can you
follow
listen
the
to me?
word of God, right?
Can you listen to
So
me?
the point
Can
of
you listen to me?
making still sticks,
Listen
and
to
you're
me.
just like
Listen to
a
me.
little
No,
bit
no, no. You lied.
confused
No,
about like
no.
what's
You
going on.
lied. You said I said
Did I say?
exact phrase.
Wait. Did I say
Yeah,
you
you
said
did.
verbatim?
Yes,
Verbatim?
you did.
I
Yes,
know.
you did.
I did mention the word verbatim. I did say that you were indicating the idea that he wasn't Christian.
Brother, that's not what you said, brother.
I did.
Like, we can replay it.
I never.
I
never said that you said verbatim he's not
Brother,
Christian.
yes, you
I said
did.
that
You
you
said-
said he wasn't Christian, and in the
all right.
video you're advocating that he doesn't really follow in the path of God, and like he's against
Doesn't.
Jesus.
Well, he doesn't. Telling a woman to go do sex work is going against Jesus.
Yeah, and that's what people who are not Christian do. They're called
I'm not
non-believers or not Christian.
I'm not Christian. I don't call myself a Christian.
Okay, but like,
Christianity means nothing to me. It's just a religion.
yo,
You're getting caught up. You're getting caught. Yes, yo. That's the reality is. We follow Jesus. We don't follow a religion.
Yeah.
A secular religion.
What
that
do you?
accepts all. That
Okay,
be all.
that's fine. But like, I didn't like. Okay, sure. I can take back that you didn't say the exact words. He's not Christian. But
There
you
you
did.
go,
But
brother.
you did. You literally said he doesn't walk in the path of Jesus. That's somebody who's
I
not.
did say that.
That's somebody
I
who's
admit
not
that.
Christian.
Brother,
and then you
brother,
also
I
said
admitted
that
that.
he's. You also said
Brother,
he's
I admitted
against.
that.
Yeah, you
Brother,
also said.
I admitted that.
Okay, yeah, you said he's against God.
I said that.
The people who
I
are
said
against
that.
the people who are against God and don't walk in the path of Jesus, if we use our logic, they're not Christian. That's typically the
Brother,
people who
again,
would
brother,
not walk in
again,
the path of Jesus.
Again,
Wait.
again.
Define,
You're getting caught up on the word Christian.
Wait. Define Christian, by the way. What
I
would a
just told
Christian
you.
be?
What I just told you would it be.
Somebody who follows the teachings of Jesus Christ, right?
No, they don't. A Christian nowadays.
A Christian doesn't follow the teachings of Jesus Christ, is what you're trying to tell me.
No, they don't. Because you don't know. Because they don't know who Jesus is. If you call yourself a
Christian, literally in the prefix of the word Christian is Christ, which is literally the first 5 letters of Jesus Christ's name.
Can you listen to what I'm going to say before you talk?
Confused.
Can you listen to what I'm going to say?
You're confused.
Listen to what I'm going to say. How many denominations are there in Christianity? Do you know?
Why does that matter?
It does matter.
Yeah,
because it's a religion. It's a human base. Jesus never said be a Christian once in the Bible.
Yeah, no shit. The definition the definition of like Christianity, like the first 5 letters of Christianity is CHRIST, right? That's Christ. That's part.
Stop cursing.
Nigga, grow up. We're not fucking in kindergarten. You're a whole ass man.
There you go.
Grow up.
See what I'm talking about?
Dude,
you're showing who you are.
You're on you're on my platform. Grow up. We're not kindergarteners.
But there's no reason to curse. We can articulate our words.
How do you live in the real world?
Like talking like a man.
Do you tell everybody to stop cursing?
Yes.
Like what?
Yes, I do, and they respect it. Because I don't go around pushing something that you don't believe in. Have I once asked you to believe in Jesus once? Have I asked you once?
How is cursing pushing secularism?
Yes, it is, because
if anything, you telling me not to curse is pushing Christianity on me.
No, it's not, because we can have a normal conversation without doing it.
Why shouldn't I curse?
Can I ask you a question?
Why shouldn't I curse?
Can I ask you a question?
Wait, why shouldn't I curse? Like what reason?
Can I ask you a question?
What reason should I not curse?
I'm gonna get to it. Can I ask you a question? This is gonna answer the question.
You've asked me tons, and I've answered all of them.
Okay.
So
you haven't, but okay. Let me ask you a question.
All right, well, I mean, like, the audience probably disagrees, and it's filled with Christians and atheists right now.
Brother, I don't care about the audience. I'm not doing this for the audience.
I'm not.
You may be doing it.
I'm not either, but you seem to be like really confused. You seem to be confused about like literally everything about what you said in this video.
No, I didn't. I actually, the video spoke for itself. I have nothing to say. I say something that's true. I don't call myself a Christian. I don't, because Christian means a lot of things nowadays, and it's a fact. Everybody that knows this, yes, it does. Look it up. It's 140 different denominations. It can mean anything. There's people out there who are preaching images. Brother, yes, it is, brother. Don't tell me. I walk in the faith.
There's literally like a fundamental definition of what it means to be Christian.
No, it isn't. Jesus never gave it.
Yeah, no shit, because the movement is literally made after him.
There you go. Again, one more time, I'm going to ask you a question. If you were sitting in front of a boardroom right now, and they were going to offer you $20 million, and they told you, be presentable, be a man, talk like a man, would you not talk like a man?
Probably not. I'd rather be authentic.
Oh, you'd rather be authentic. Okay, there you go. Enough said. Because being authentic means I have to curse. That's what that means?
Well, like, I just don't see the issue with cursing. Some of the people I look
But
up
there's no reason to.
yeah, so some of the people I look up to own businesses, and they walk into
There's
a
no
board
reason
meeting.
to.
Wait, yeah, they
There's
walk
no
into
reason
yeah,
to.
hold on. So, like, some of the people I look up to, they own businesses, they walk into the board meeting, and the first thing that they say to their employees is, hey guys, you guys are all doing a really good fucking job. We're gonna fuck this whole year up. Right? Like, cursing, like, to me, cursing isn't a big deal. So some people, a lot of people who are successful curse, right?
But there's no reason to.
You're the one who's
You're the
like,
reason.
yeah,
There's no reason
because
to.
you're like a Christian in your pantyhose, and you're like worried about people
I'm
saying
not.
the word fuck. Yeah, so
I'm
get
not.
get the fuck over it. We're not in
There
kindergarten.
you
We're
go.
in the real world.
There you,
Like,
there
bro,
you go.
grow up.
You see behind a camera.
You're on my
Behind a
platform.
camera, you can talk like that.
Yeah,
That's the funny thing is.
You want to meet
No, you
up?
wouldn't.
You want to come
No,
to
you
Texas?
wouldn't.
I'll say it to your
No, you wouldn't.
face.
No, you wouldn't.
I don't give
No,
a
you
fuck.
wouldn't, brother.
You want to
No,
meet
you
up?
wouldn't. No, you wouldn't,
Buy
brother.
a plane
No,
ticket.
you wouldn't.
Buy a plane
No, you
ticket.
wouldn't.
Buy a plane ticket.
I live in Austin, Texas.
Okay, shoot, we can meet up tonight.
Okay, so what are you talking about, brother?
Yeah.
Come on, brother.
Pick the place.
You wouldn't talk.
We can meet
You
up
wouldn't
tonight.
talk
I
like
will
that.
literally curse in front of you. I don't give a fuck.
You wouldn't.
What are you talking
You
about?
wouldn't. No, you wouldn't,
Okay,
brother.
let's meet up.
That's the point.
Let's meet up.
That's not the point.
You're in Austin? You're in Austin?
What?
Do you
What is the
want to
point?
meet up? I can
What
get
is
out.
the point of meeting up?
I
What
can
is the
get
point
out
of meeting up?
because you said
What is the point?
I wouldn't do it. You started
No.
something and now you're backing
Let me
away.
say.
No.
Brother,
Let's
it
meet
wouldn't-
up. Let's meet up. I'll give you an
Brother.
address. We can meet up.
Brother,
Let's
it
meet
wouldn't
up.
go well.
No,
It wouldn't go well.
deadass. Let's meet up. I will curse in
It
front of you.
wouldn't go well.
Let's meet
It
up.
wouldn't go well.
Are you
It
backing
wouldn't
away?
go well.
Are you running away?
Yes, I
be
am
a
backing
man.
away.
Be a man.
I am backing away.
Be a man.
I am backing. You know why?
Be a
Because I
man.
know what will happen. I know
Oh
what will
yeah,
happen.
exactly, yeah. So you're
I am backing
you're
away.
running. You started
Yes,
something.
yes, I'm running.
You started
I'm
the
running.
fight.
You're right.
Wait, hold on.
You're right.
You started the
You're
fight.
right.
You started the
Nobody
fight.
started a fight. Nobody started a
I
fight.
said let's
I just
meet
said stop
up,
cursing.
and now you're
I just
running
said stop
away.
cursing.
Now you're running
I'm
away.
not running.
You're running away
I'm
from
not
the thing that
running.
you started.
Brother, I'm not running.
Okay, then let's meet up. You wanted to meet up, so let's meet up.
No,
I'll curse in
I
front of
wouldn't
you.
want to be.
Oh, so you don't want to
wouldn't.
anymore. You don't want
No,
to
I'm
anymore.
afraid. I'm afraid of you. I apologize. I'm afraid of you.
All right.
Yeah, I'm real afraid of you.
So,
All right, let's
like,
get back to the topic. Let's get back to the video.
So what's the
Let's get
point
back
of
to the
bringing
video.
up the point then?
Okay, what my point is that you see how you're acting. You're acting
You
like
said
in front of a camera.
you said I wouldn't
That's the
curse in
point.
front. You said I wouldn't curse in
Okay.
front of you. You said that
right.
you're in
You're-
Austin. I said
Listen.
let's meet up, and then
You're
you
right.
backed
You're-
away. So
Okay, I'm saying
I
to
probably would say it to you in front of your face.
Okay,
You're the one
you're
afraid
right.
to meet up. I'm not afraid to meet up.
I am afraid to meet up. I am.
Okay,
I'm not
so
gonna lie, I am.
maybe you
You
should
know why?
retract your previous statement.
You know why? You know why I'm
maybe
afraid?
you should
Because
retract
I
your
will go
previous
back.
statement.
Because I will go back to something I don't want to be.
Of course.
That's
yeah,
why.
yeah. That's the reason that you're afraid to meet
That's
up
the
with me.
reason why. Yes, brother. Yes,
Then
brother.
okay, so
It is the reason
okay,
why.
yeah. So
It is.
so let me give you a piece of advice.
called self-control.
So
It's called
let
self-control.
me give you a piece of advice. Don't come on the internet and tell people that they wouldn't do something and challenge them to something, and when they actually
You
meet you,
won't.
when they actually meet
You
you
won't.
there, you
But you
run
won't.
away. I'm not running away.
Brother,
I
you
will
won't.
happily meet up with you. You're running away. You don't want to meet up with
Listen.
me. Okay, so maybe next time
you
don't
won't.
challenge somebody to
You
something.
won't.
Don't challenge somebody to something
Brother.
that you wouldn't do. You challenged me
Brother,
and said
you
I
wouldn't.
wouldn't. You challenged me and said I wouldn't do it to
Brother.
your. I wouldn't say it to your
Brother.
face. You're
You
the one.
won't.
You're the one. Okay,
You won't.
then let's meet up.
You won't.
Then let's meet up.
You're acting
Then-
like a clown right now.
Then
You're the only one acting like a
let's
clown
meet
here.
up. Let's meet up.
You're the only one
Okay,
acting like a clown here.
You're in Austin. Let's meet up. Why
You're
don't
the
you?
only one.
Why won't you meet
I
up
just
with me?
said it because it goes against the word of God.
Yeah. You're saying I won't meet up with you, but you're the fucking coward who's running away from meeting up with me.
Okay, I'm the coward.
You're
right.
the pussy
I'm the
who
coward.
won't meet up with
okay.
me.
You're right. I am the coward.
Okay,
You're
so
right.
don't tell me that I wouldn't meet up
You're
with
right.
you. I will happily
You're
meet up
right.
with you in Austin tonight, right now. We can
Brother,
meet
you
up.
wouldn't even give it.
We
Brother,
can
you
meet
wouldn't even
up.
give your
So
number away.
don't tell me that I wouldn't
Don't
meet
act
up.
tough.
Yeah,
Don't
because
act tough.
I live with family
You're acting
members.
tough.
I live with
You're
family
acting
members. You're a
tough right now.
stranger. You're not gonna get my
You wouldn't.
number. You're not
First
gonna
of all,
leak
so
my
you meet
number.
up-
You're not
hold
gonna
up.
leak my address. I live
So-
with family
so-
members.
so-
I'm
so
not
can I ask you a
attending.
question?
I'm not attending a funeral to argue with
So
some
can I ask you-
weirdo on
Nobody's
TikTok
gonna-
Live.
Nobody.
Right?
You just challenged me to a fight, and now you're saying about going to a funeral. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
bro?
because
that doesn't make any
because
sense.
I will meet up with you somewhere away from
That
my
doesn't make any
house.
sense.
Use your critical
But
thinking.
that is-
I will meet up
that
with
doesn't
you
make any
somewhere.
sense.
I will meet up with you somewhere away
So
from
you-
my
hold on,
house.
hold on.
But I'm not
So
going to
hold
give
on.
you my phone number so you
Hold
can
on,
dox
hold
me
on.
and dox my family
So-
members.
Nobody
No,
wants
thank
to
you.
dox you.
I don't trust you. You don't know how this social media business works. I've seen people get doxxed. I've seen people get killed because they gave somebody their phone number or gave somebody their address.
You know what that means?
So I'm not going to give you. I'm not going to give you my phone. I'm not going to give you my. I'm not going to give you my. Listen, I'm not going to give you my phone number. But what I will do is you can pick a location away from my house, away from my other family members, and I will happily meet with you in the city of Austin tonight. You're the pussy bitch boy that's running away from meeting up with me. So maybe next time, don't tell me that. Hush. Next time, don't tell me that I wouldn't meet up with you. When you asked me to meet up with you, I say yes, pick an address, and you ran away. I didn't run away. I will happily meet up with you tonight. Get your act straight. You're goofy. Unmute yourself, dude. You've got to unmute. Nobody can hear you.
Brother, like I just said to you, brother, I am not gonna play your games. You can call me every
This is not my game. This is
book.
your game.
Shh.
You challenged to meet up with me. Wait, hold on. Yeah, you did. Wait, dude.
I said you wouldn't.
Okay, stop.
That's not challenging.
Stop.
You understand that?
Stop.
You understand what a challenge is?
Stop.
Did I say come and fight me?
I will.
Did I ever say come and fight me?
Stop. If we're gonna have this conversation, you need to track the things that you're saying. You said in this conversation. Wait. Hold on.
I said I'll come fight you.
Hold on. You said in this conversation that I wouldn't curse in front of you or say it to your face.
No, you wouldn't. That's not challenging.
Yeah.
You know what a challenge is?
Wait. Stop. I'm gonna explain.
You know what a challenge is,
Stop.
brother.
I'm not finished talking.
I still haven't challenged you.
Stop. If you want to have this conversation for any longer, you need to wait till I finish my sentence. That's the boundary I'm setting on my live stream. If you don't accept it, I don't have to have this conversation with you. I have like 12,200 followers and I'm doing content creation. I was making videos today. You asked to have this conversation, so I stopped editing videos to have this conversation with you on this live.
Brother, what are you talking about? What does the subscriber account have to do with anything?
Wait till I'm finished, right?
What does the subscriber account have to do with it?
Wait till I'm finished, right? Respect the boundary. So here's what I'm saying. So I'm setting a boundary. You're going to wait till I finish my sentence. I don't like being interrupted.
Go.
Okay, yeah. So you said that I wouldn't curse in front of your face, right? That is a challenge. Now I said, okay, then you should buy a plane ticket. We can meet up and I will curse in front of your face. I'm down to do it. But you all of a sudden started backing up on what you said, that I wouldn't curse in front of your face. You're the one who doesn't want to meet up in person. If you want to meet up in person, I can.
I never said.
I mean, right now my car's broken. Right now my car's broken, so I typically bike around. We can meet at a location. I can give you a HEB plus, and I'll meet you in the parking lot of the HEB plus, and we can have a conversation, and I'll curse in your face. And if you try to attack me with physical violence, then I will respond with physical violence. We can do it. I don't have a problem with doing it. Right? So maybe next time, if you're going to challenge somebody and say that they wouldn't do something in front of your face, don't run off like a pissy boy whenever they accept it and say, let's pick a location, because it looks bad on you. It looks bad on you.
Who am I
for saying that somebody wouldn't do something, and when they step up to it, okay, then let's meet up. Let's meet up. You're in Austin,
I don't want to meet up.
Oh, you don't want to. So maybe you shouldn't say I wouldn't. You're the one who wouldn't. I'm totally down to do it.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it because I know what my fleshly desire would do. It's called being a man. Why would I step into a situation when I know the outcome is going to be bad?
Then you probably shouldn't tell other men what they wouldn't do if you're not down to actually see it and fulfill it.
That's not a challenge.
It is a challenge.
Though.
You said I wouldn't.
For you, it's a challenge.
You said I wouldn't do something.
So small. Your ego's so small.
It's not.
So big.
It's not small.
Huge.
It's not small.
It's huge. I apologize. I said the wrong word.
I have all the time in the day.
Can I finish? Can I finish now?
Okay. Look, we're gonna we're gonna agree to disagree. Let's go back to you fumbling in this video. Let's go back to the video because we're not gonna agree.
Okay, what did I fumble?
Okay, so ultimately, I'm here because you had contentions with what I said. So
what are your contentions?
And
I just broke it down. I just broke it down to you.
Yeah.
Now let's go to the last part. To the
Okay,
last
what's the
part of
last
the video.
point? What's the last
part,
blunder of this entire situation?
Last blunder. Okay, we're gonna continue on this path. All right.
Okay, but also,
Insulting.
but before we do, can you handle cursing? Because
Brother,
apparently you want me to talk to you like you're in kindergarten.
Brother, if you think cursing means that I want you to talk to me like in kindergarten, that shows you where your head is at, brother.
Well, yeah, because like I have to use like friendly words because like I can't use the bad words.
You
right?
you can use regular words. We're having a conversation.
What's the difference between a regular word and like a cursing word?
Because there's
all words are regular words. They're used colloquially.
All right. Can I finish now what I was gonna say?
Yeah.
When you're cursing, you're putting an emphasis of a word that doesn't really belong there. You can just say, I don't agree with you. You can just say, no, that's not the way I look at it. There's no reason to add the emphasis into it. For what?
You know what? Okay, actually, you know what? For this conversation, I will not curse. Just to spare your feelings.
There you go, brother. That's it. There you go.
What's your last contention with the video that I responded to?
The last contention was you said that God doesn't take care of anybody because he doesn't provide food and doesn't pay people's bills.
Yeah.
Are we in the same thing, right?
Yeah,
so
I agree. Do you know about the philosophical problem of divine hiddenness?
Brother, can we just finish one? Can we just stay on this point?
Yeah, that's what I was referencing. Like, I'm wondering, like, do you know what I was referencing?
We'll move on to that point when it gets there.
Sure.
Okay. Are we gonna stay on point?
Sure, Chief. Go ahead. It's not that I left the point, but like, sure, Chief.
Okay. So, when you emphasize that people don't get their bills paid, right? Yeah. Are we just referencing because like this morning, right? I'm gonna tell a story. This morning, there was a homeless lady on the floor, right? Homeless lady had no way to live and nothing, right? I sat down with her for 20 minutes on my day and spoke to her. I said, "What's going on? Why are you in this position?" Right? We spoke. We got into it. We understand that life situations come up. Of course they do. Right? Life situations come up, right? But
sure.
But we mean sure. That's what happens.
I mean, like I have to take your word for it, but like sure, like I believe you. I don't have an issue with it. So like, what's the point of this anecdotal?
The point of the anecdotal is just because your bills are not being paid, just because you don't have food on the table all the time, doesn't mean God is not there.
That's not the point that I made.
What was the point that you made then?
Well, yeah,
you were just saying. You actually went on a rampage. Why did?
Well, wait. Hold on. Sorry, my bad. That might have been the point that I made. Ultimately,
why did there two? Come on. Before you go, yeah. Why is there two other people in here?
I don't know. Like the mods brought them up. I didn't bring them up. Okay. Wait, mods, right, don't bring anybody up.
I didn't.
I thought you brought us up, Coco. I wasn't.
Oh no. Sorry. I don't mean to be rude to
you.
We
can get back down. It's no biggie.
Yeah, I'll bring you guys up eventually. Yeah.
There you go. So I just want to keep it between me and you. I just want to keep this conversation between me. Like I said, brother, I have nothing against you. I don't know.
I don't have anything against you. I'm just a content creator.
I hope not. You don't have nothing against me because I have nothing against you. There's nothing in here that I'm gonna ridicule you, condemn you, judge you. Listen, you decide to live your life the way you live. That's fine, brother. I'm not sitting here and ridiculing you for it. But why do you believe just because bills are not being paid and food sometimes is not on the table, while we have people who have tons of abundance of money who don't help nobody on the floor?
Yeah, right? So I can explain.
That's my point. Okay, so now I want to hear your explanation.
Yeah, so when it comes to the philosophical problem of like divine hiddenness, right? Essentially in this world, we have a bunch of like things that are happening, right? Bad things that are happening to people, all sorts of stuff, right? When people come to me and they tell me like, hey, God did this thing for me, right? I'm like, okay, it's possible that God could have done it for you, right? Yeah. But we also have to analyze the other hypothesis on the table, right? So there are naturalistic hypotheses for the thing that happened. So whenever it comes to, like, what I said in the video was, God's not paying anybody's bills. God's not paying anybody's bills in a way that we can measure, point out to, and say, hey, out of all the hypotheses that could explain the naturalistic phenomenon of how this person got enough money to pay their bills, it's the God hypothesis that is more likely than any other hypothesis, right? I don't see that. When I see that, it's equally as likely, if not less likely, because naturalism and the laws of physics, we can actually like look at and take note of and actually like interact with. We can't really, there's not a lot of empirical evidence for like God reaching his hand down from heaven and helping people, right? So to me, it's 50-50. It could be the case that God might be acting through humans and help somebody get their bills paid, but it's also equally as likely that God doesn't exist. We live in a godless world, and humans just happen to be nice to each other due to an evolutionary deriving empathy, right? That derived in animals. I mean, we used to have animals that weren't empathetic before humans.
Okay. All right. So now, can I touch on that now, right?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So, fair enough. What you said, fair enough. I'll look at it from your point of view. I understand what you're saying. You're saying basically is there's a 50-50 chance he does and does not exist, right?
Yeah.
Bills being paid does not, and I'm gonna 100% agree with you right now. What you said, the only thing that you said that was 100% accurate was when somebody comes up to you and tells you, "Oh, God did this for me," right?
Yeah.
A lot of people like to do that. A lot of people like to throw God in the good. Right? They'll be like, "Oh, God, help me get this house. Oh, God, help me get this car.
That's
oh,
my
God,
point.
help me." Okay,
there's no way to really measure God. It could be anything. It could be 50-50.
So let's stop right there, okay?
Yeah.
Do you know who Jesus was?
Yeah, I know who Jesus was.
All right. So let me ask you a question, right? So you know who Jesus was, right?
Yeah.
Did he ever have materialistic stuff? Materialistic stuff. Did he ever have it?
No, Jesus did advocate for like socialism.
Okay, he didn't advocate for socialism, but
I
okay.
could give you verses of it.
Okay, but we're not gonna go into verses because you're gonna take the verses out of context. If you want later,
Okay, wait. Okay, so
we can.
Okay, so
Can we continue?
Wait. Let me just do one verse, right? So
Okay.
like Jesus specifically tells a rich man walks up to Jesus and says like, "Hey, how can I make it into heaven?"
Yes.
And
yes.
Jesus tells him to give all of your stuff
Do you know?
the,
All right,
to the
stop.
poor and
Stop.
live as the poor do.
Stop.
That
stop,
seems
stop.
pretty socialistic to me.
Stop.
If
stop.
not communist.
Can we listen to the context? Do you understand the context of it?
Yeah, he wants them. He wants them to not hold on to material things and to
no,
live
no.
as the poor do.
No,
right?
no. That's not what the context
To
of it was.
share and break bread with the poor. Okay,
no,
so explain
no,
the context.
So the context of that verse was: what is the first question the man asks Jesus?
How do I make it into heaven?
Okay, what was Jesus' response?
To sell all of your belongings.
No, that's not what it was. So you're missing a whole big part of it. So, okay, so the big part of it was when Jesus went up to the man, Jesus told him, he goes, "You have heard it that you must keep the commandments," right?
Yep.
Okay, so when the man, what was the man reply after that? Do you remember?
I forget actually. You're gonna catch me on that one.
Okay, he says, "I have kept them from my youth." So I understand you don't believe in this part. So you're not going to understand it is no man can keep the 10 commandments. Do you know why?
Well, I mean, like humans are innately beings that will make a mistake.
Okay, so you're a very smart man. Like I said,
no shit.
I can
like we're talking about.
Okay.
Okay. My bad.
Listen,
no, you're right.
Listen. So now we're getting to the point of it, right?
Yeah.
So if you ever read the book of Matthew 5 through 6 and 7, you ever heard about the Sermon on the Mountain? You heard that one?
Yeah, I heard the Sermon on the Mountain.
Okay, so do you understand do you understand that those were the 10 commandments he gave to us right there? The explanation from the core of it. Do you understand of it? That if we like we were angry at each other 5 minutes ago, right? Yeah. We were. Let's be honest with each other. We both were angry. We both let anger get a hold of us. Right or wrong? I should have not said what I said to you about you were not saying to my face. Yes, I understand that how you can take that as a challenge, but it wasn't as a challenge. You understand me? But it wasn't. But I could understand why you took it that way, right? And then your reaction was to come back with anger with me. Right or wrong?
Yeah. Well,
right?
which look,
okay.
dude, like
it's okay. Listen,
like
I'm not condemning
it's
you.
Fine.
I'm not condemning you.
Look.
Yes.
Wait.
Yes.
But let me say something, right? Like after this live stream, I'm literally gonna forget about it. I'm gonna go back to watching like YouTube and stuff. It doesn't matter. But like, if you want to meet up in public, don't say like I'm scared to meet up with you. I'll meet up with you in public.
Brother, can you stop? Can you stop for a second? I'm not going back into this. Okay, we're gonna go back into it one more time.
All right.
One more time. Okay. So the point where I brought that back up, we both just committed murder in our hearts. Right or wrong?
I mean, according to your God, sure.
Were we not both angry at each other?
Yeah, but I wouldn't consider it equivalent to murder.
But that's his standard. His standard is perfection.
Yeah, for your God. Yeah, your God.
No,
would say that.
God's standard is perfection.
I mean, I
That's
would
it.
disagree with that. There's a lot of
Okay.
things that are imperfect
Okay.
about.
Okay. So one more time. We're gonna stick to this. All right. So when the man says to him, "I've kept them from my youth." Now, I know you don't believe this part. I know you don't. You're not gonna agree with me on this part. But if he is God, if Jesus says he is God, right?
Yeah.
Right. We're gonna take it from that correlation, right? If he says he is God, what is that man doing in front of him? Is he telling the truth or is he lying?
Maybe he's telling the truth in that context. Yeah.
No. From Jesus' standpoint, Jesus gave up the 10 Commandments. He said, if you do this, and if you do this by just looking at a woman, you've committed lust in your eyes, right? You committed adultery, right? If you divorce a woman, you commit adultery, right? If he's telling you this and you going up to him after he told you, what must I do to inherit the kingdom of God? You must keep the 10 Commandments, right? He says, I kept them from my youth. He is lying in front of Jesus.
Oh, okay.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Do you understand? He is lying in front of Jesus, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to stick there. Okay. So when he tells him to go sell his things to the poor, is he already told one lie? The man already told one lie in front of Jesus. The reason he tells him that because he knew he held those things to valuable. He held them so prosper. He was holding on to them so tightly that he would not give them up for anything. It doesn't mean you have to give up everything, give it to the poor. What he's trying to say is nothing should be above God. So if I'm because you got to remember, and I know you're not going to agree with me on this, but that's okay.
I mean, I can literally concede on this point. Like, maybe it's supposed to be some kind of like metaphorical, like.
Okay, so
sure.
So you got to understand.
I can concede on this point.
Okay, all right. So you got to understand something too. Do you remember how he how he comes up to Jesus? Do you remember what he says to him? Or no?
Yeah, I have it open on my PC right now.
Okay, so what's the first sentence he tells Jesus?
He said, "Teacher, what good deed must I do to have eternal life?"
No, you're forgetting the key word.
What's
good teacher. Good teacher. And what does Jesus reply to?
Oh no, I mean like
why? I'm
reading out of the NRSVUE. It does not say good teacher. It just says teacher.
So in the Bible it says good teacher, and then Jesus goes up to him. Why do you call me good? No one is good.
It literally doesn't. It says teacher. It doesn't say good teacher. I'm reading out of a Bible right now.
I'm gonna show you right now, brother. Brother, I read the Bible every day.
I mean, sure, okay. I debate on TikTok. I look at the Bible pretty much every day.
Okay.
Like, what translation are you looking at?
Right here.
What translation is it?
What book are you in?
I'm in Matthew chapter 19, verse 16. But like, what translation are you reading out of?
The English translation.
Yes. ESV.
All right, I apologize. So
there's a lot of English translations.
Okay,
which English translation are you looking at?
You're in the book of Matthew. You're in the book of Matthew.
You do wait, hold on. You do realize there's 19 different English translations, right?
The standard English translation. That's which one I read. The standard English translation.
ESV.
Okay, so yes.
Okay.
Can you go to the book? Can you go to the book of Mark and start up in chapter 10?
Mark? I'm in Matthew.
Remember, yes.
Like that's what we're talking about right now.
No, but in Mark, it's the same thing. But you got to remember, it's 4 different gospels.
Yeah,
so they have 4 different things. So then you go to Mark 10:7. He calls him good teacher. What must I do to inherit eternal life?
Let's see. You're reading out of the ESV.
Yeah. Mark 10, verse 17. Mark 10.
Is Mark 10 talking about the same thing Matthew 19 is?
Yes, it is, brother. Okay. Same thing.
Mark 10, what?
17. Start at verse. I believe it starts around 16. The whole conversation starts at 16.
Okay, yeah, sure. It says good teacher. Oh yeah, I can concede that point too.
Okay. So you understand that when he starts off the conversation and Jesus answers, "Why do you call me good? No one is good by God." He's affirming that no human being is good. So if you calling me good, you're telling me that I'm God.
Okay.
Do you understand do you understand the point that we was trying to make? Do you understand it?
Sure. Yeah. All of that's fine.
And I'm not I'm gonna keep affirming this. I'm not trying to make you believe something that I believe.
Oh no,
right?
That's totally fine. I'm totally cool with this.
Okay. That's God's job. That's not my job. Right? I can speak. You see how flawed I am. That's the point. You see how flawed I am. We got into an argument. I'm not God. I'm not. My thing is, I never want to somebody to look at me and say that I represent God, because I don't. I represent Jesus. I don't, because I fall short every day. He represents himself.
Okay.
He's the standard. Okay, that's the point I was pointing at, right? So let's get back into it, right? So
Or well, I mean, we could go back to like the third point that you had
yes,
issue with my
that's
Stitch video.
that's what we're going back to.
Yeah.
So when we go back into, right, you say that people's bills are not being paid, and people sometimes go hungry, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember what? Now let's go back into scripture. Do you remember when Jesus said to them, where does he live? Do you remember that part?
Where does he live?
Yes.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're referencing.
Okay, so Jesus in the gospel also says the Son of Man doesn't even have someone to put his head down. So he didn't even have a home, right? He had to go from house to house to live in people's other houses. You know, hopefully somebody lets him stay in the bed. He didn't have materialistic stuff. He sometimes didn't have food. Okay, so he was God, right? And he didn't have all this standard, right? So why, as us human beings, are we putting that's somehow the way that God loves us? The way God loves us because he put food on our table.
That's not what I'm saying. Like what's being debated is, does God supply these things to these people? I mean, like, are you saying that God doesn't, and like we are not entitled to these things?
We're not entitled to anything.
Okay, cool. So God doesn't supply us with food, shelter, or our bills being paid.
What do you mean? How does God supplies us the opportunity to go get a job, to go work, to go put food on the table? Because he says a man must actually go to work, and if a man doesn't work, he must starve.
Well, yeah. So like that's the man putting in work, but that's not
Yes.
God. Like my whole contention was like, what is God doing, right? And
God is giving us life. God's giving us life when we don't deserve it.
Okay, yeah, but demonstrate that, right? For 2,000 years, we've been debating whether God exists and is giving people life, right? So like,
all right, so that's
the problem that I'm having, right? Christians are pointing to things and saying God does this, God does this, God does this, but like
you see what
any other explanation, right?
You see what you're doing. You see what you're doing. You see what you're doing though. You're tying it back to Christianity. You're tying it back to people who only point to the good stuff.
Because like I have a certain understanding about Christianity that you kind of like deny. Like anyone who follows the teachings of Jesus Christ and believes that Jesus died on the cross for their sins is going to be Christian.
My point.
And Christian has the prefix Christ, which is supposed to reference back to like Jesus Christ.
When you look at the worldview, anybody can call themselves a Christian. But that doesn't. Jesus said it. But you know what Jesus actually said? Many will call me Lord, 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 but not inherit the kingdom of God. He would say, "Get away from me, you workers of iniquity."
But let me ask you something.
That's my point.
That
was my point.
So let me ask you like two things. Do you follow the teachings of Jesus Christ?
Yes, I do, brother.
Do you believe that he died for your sins?
Yes, he did.
So typically, people would call that a Christian. That's like the typical definition of a Christian.
But I understand what you're saying. Yes, you're right. But I don't because a Christian can mean anything nowadays. I know. Listen, you're on TikTok, brother. You on TikTok. You do videos all the time, right or wrong. You see people be in the gym showing their butts and calling themselves a Christian. People be doing sexual immorality, doing this, and then they be calling themselves a Christian. People be doing this and that, and it doesn't mean anything. That's why That's why I started with the preferences. I don't call myself a Christian because it can mean anything, brother. Like Catholic. Like, let's be honest, Catholic is just another version of Christian, right or wrong. I don't know if you know anything about it, but you know Catholic is still the same thing.
Yeah, so when it comes to Christianity, there's going to be three big denominations, but then Protestantism breaks down into thousands.
There you go. So that's my point, right? So it can mean anything. Like when people try to separate Christian and Catholic, it's like you guys are fighting a battle that makes no sense because you are human. And that's what Jesus tried to get us away from. And stop always trying to put yourself into a clique, into a group, into this, because anything that is accepted by man is an abomination to God. I understand you don't believe that, and I'm not gonna sit here and tell you believe. That is God's job, and honestly, the way I'm talking to you, brother, I'm what I'm looking from. I'm looking at something that it's very realistic that I was in at one point in my life, right? Mm-hmm. I believe the same things you believe. I believe I saved myself, right? And I wish I can tell you my story. I hope you're open to hearing it, because that's the point of it, right? Because if anybody has the reason not to believe, it's me, brother.
Yeah.
It's me. That's what I'm trying to say is I know what it is to feel. I know what it is to feel that God's not being there. Like I said, anybody can point to the good stuff of God. Anybody can be like, yeah, God gave me this brand new $1 million house. Or God gave me this $200,000 car. Yeah, God is here. But nobody wants to point to this.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. All right. Nobody wants to point to the bad things that have gone on into their life. And that's the sinful nature of this earth. The reason bad things happen, it's not because God is evil. It's because we have a sinful nature. We love the flesh.
Debatable.
We love it. Okay, debatable. Okay, so can I ask you a question?
Yeah, but hold on. So
Yes.
to get back to the original point, right? Like,
Yes.
we're both agreeing. Like, you said that we're not entitled to anything. And I'm saying that, like, I don't think God does anything for anyone. So we both agree, technically, that God doesn't really do anything.
God, he saves. God saves. Physical things, materialistic things, no. God is not getting there and telling you, oh, you got to get this. Oh, you have to
Okay, yeah. So God is not paying
materialistic stuff.
Yeah. So not materialistic things. So God's not paying anyone's bills. God's not feeding any starving children. That, I mean, like, yeah, I agree.
We're humanity supposed to help one another.
Okay, yeah, we both agree. God's not doing it.
Yes.
Humans are supposed to do it.
God will use people. God will use people to put them in the direction to go there. But if that's what I'm trying to say. I hope when we leave this, maybe I'm not telling you to read it for you believe it. Read it and actually read the book.
I mean,
right?
Like that's my goal. I am trying to give Christianity a chance. I'm like,
don't listen. Don't give Christianity a chance. What I want you to do is
I'm trying to give the Bible a chance. Yeah,
yes,
like I'm reading.
Read the Bible because if you read it, brother, honestly, the way your mind works, you're going to understand it most better than people who are walking in the faith who call themselves Christian. Because when you read it, it's not this fairy tale. It's not this, oh, he loves everyone, or oh, everything's going to go perfect. It's actually the opposite. What we see in the Bible is humanity at its weakest. It's like how God can be talking to somebody in front of their eyes, and 30 seconds later, they're doing the opposite of what he told them to do.
Okay. But,
that's just humanity. Let's continue.
Like, ultimately, like, yeah, it's just the problem of divine hiddenness. You're going to say that you're going to say that God does actually, like, help people. I'm just going to say that it could be God, but it could also be other explanations. So we're probably just going to have to agree to disagree on the thing.
All right. So let's continue on. We're on a good rampage. All right. So let me ask you a question, right? Can I ask you a question, right?
Sure. But we've addressed all the reasons that you are offended by, like,
I wasn't offended. Right? I just wanted to clarify things. All right. So this is the last thing we'll say, and hopefully we can end on a good note, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So can I ask you a question? Right? When I was 4 years old, sent to a third world country to be abused from the age of 4 to the age of 8, without no mom, without no dad, right? Am I sitting here now going to say here, man, God had nothing to do with that?
Okay, well, so first and foremost, before I get into it, I do want to apologize. No one should ever have to, like, go through that. I'm sorry that you went through any abuse.
You don't look at me. You don't have to apologize. You know why you don't have to apologize?
Like, I want to show empathy. I care for you, right? Like,
I understand that, brother.
I don't think
I understand that.
You should be abused.
I understand that, brother. I understand what you're gonna say, but my point is, my suffering, right, led me to where I'm at, right?
Yeah.
My point exactly. The only time that my father ever showed me love is when he beat the brakes off of me and left welts on the back of my back bigger than my tattoo, brother. Okay, my father was never around. Okay, my mother, since I came back at the age of 8 years old, brother, I've been taking care of myself since the age of 4. My mom was never home, partying, doing what she had to do. If a person was not gonna believe, it was gonna be me, right? And I'm gonna tell you something else. I got electrocuted 8 years ago with 277 volts. Electricity went through my right hand, and you're a smart man. Yeah. Look at me, and I can see you're a smart man. For electricity to be stuck to my right hand and come out through my left hand, what had to happen?
It had to follow, like, your nerves throughout your body and shoot out
and go through my heart. Yeah, it had to travel through. Okay, so
were you standing on the ground?
No, I was 8 feet in the air, brother. I was stuck to the wire. The wire was so powerful, brother, that I was stuck to it. The ladder had given way. Let's tell you that I was stuck to it. I was screaming I was gonna die. I saw my body. Okay, I'm not gonna sit here and be like I saw God. No, I saw my body. I saw my elbows touching each other, being able to smack each other so hard. I hit the floor, brother, and I'm gonna let you know.
But do you want me to answer honestly, like, your question? Like,
yes, I want you to answer it.
So your question was like, should I blame God for this or something?
Was God never there for me?
Okay, well, okay, so I'm gonna give you a realistic answer, but like, again, sorry for everything you went through. Nobody deserves to go through that. But like when I read the Bible and I read things about God being all-knowing, he knows the future, he's all-powerful, he exists outside of, the Bible doesn't really say that, but like he's omnipresent, he's present everywhere. So essentially when I look at this situation, when I look at all suffering, this is an issue that I have with God. Everything that you're describing to me, God could have stepped in at any moment to stop any of it, right? Or to even help you, give you words of encouragement. But instead, God sat there, he watched you go through it, and maybe he allowed it for some kind of character development. That's a common argument for problem of evil, which, I mean, raises a bunch of questions about whether God's all good, because, like, I could do a reductio, right? Does God watch men, women, boys, and girls get graped by Catholic priests because it's gonna help them develop their character?
All right, so can we just wait,
can we both agree? What you're saying. Can we both agree that can we both agree that yes, some evil develops but some evil is unnecessary to an extent.
So can I ask you a question? And I want to ask you a question. And I hopefully you can answer this, right? Okay. Let me ask you a question.
Okay, but before you ask, right? Like you're saying that God allowed these things because it helped you to grow as a person.
No, can you listen to me?
Well, okay. So if not that, God sat there and let it happen. He didn't stop.
Can you listen to me? This is the point I'm gonna.
Well, yeah, but did God stop it? He sat there and allowed it to happen to you, right?
He protected me.
How did he protect you? Like in what way? How do you measure God's protection? You got electrocuted 8 feet in the air. Like, what did God do to protect you?
Because I should be dead.
There's a lot of people there's people who get hit by lightning 8 times in a row. Like it's literally in the Guinness World Record books. There are people who get hit by lightning multiple times and they're still alive. What are you talking about?
Can I get to the point I was gonna make?
Sure,
when I get you guys, all right. If God stepped in every time something bad happened, would there be any humans on earth?
Tell that to the people of the Old Testament. God was constantly stepping in. He split the Red Sea. He multiplied fish and bread for people. Well, New Testament. He communicated to somebody via burning bush. He trapped Jonah in a whale.
Did you hear what I said?
He literally had someone build. He literally had someone build a tent in the middle of the desert, and they could be in the presence of God by entering the tent. Dude, the Old Testament is filled with over 50 times of God constantly being in people's lives. What are you talking about? This is ignorant of the Bible. God is constantly interfering in people's affairs throughout the Old Testament and the New Testament. What are you talking about? I'm so confused.
To do his will.
So no shit. So when God didn't show up and you were getting electrocuted 8 feet in the air, it must have been God's will that you get the life shocked out of you for some weird reason. He could have stepped in and stopped it.
He did.
How? Demonstrate that, bro.
I'm here talking to you. Nothing's happened to my hand. My hand is good.
Wait, hold on. Let me ask you a genuine question. Do you think that there are people who don't believe in God that haven't been hit by lightning or shocked by an immense amount of electricity before?
It's not believing. No one can believe. Again, you keep going back to the word believing.
There are people who don't believe in God, who are not Christian, who have been shocked by an extreme amount of electricity and are still living today. There are naturalistic explanations for you surviving this incident.
So can I ask you a question?
Sure.
If God was this hateful person that you make him out to be, right? Because you're saying
I never said he was hateful. I just say he's very negligent.
Okay.
He sits aside and he watches a lot of things happen, and they all happen.
You're not listening.
And you can't show me how God is interfering in your life and stopping stuff.
I just said it, brother. I just said if he stepped into every time he's seen something bad happen, humanity would cease.
That is not a problem. Saying that is completely ignorant of Old Testament.
Why?
God was constantly stepping in people's lives and fucking their shit up. Like, he was constantly in people's human affairs. I named you like 10 of them. Jonah, he trapped him in a whale. And before that, it's not why. Can you acknowledge that God trapped Jonah in the whale?
No. But why?
Wait. No. Not the why. Acknowledge. Did God do it? Did God do it? Did God do it? Okay, so God interfered in human affairs. That's one example. I don't care about the why. You told me to leave. No. You told me. No. You told me. Stop. You told me to. No. Stop. You made the claim. If God constantly intervened in human affairs, no humans would exist. So let me list you all the times where he's constantly intervening in human affairs and humans still exist. You're not tracking the conversation. You're not tracking the conversation.
I say evil. If he steps in every time he sees something evil, because this is what we're talking about.
Okay, so let me give you an example. The Jews were slaves to the Egyptians for 400 years. God stepped in and gave Moses the power so they wouldn't be slaves for 401 years. He sent plagues. He split the Red Sea. He made the river flow with blood. I don't care about the why. You made the claim. You made the claim. You made the claim that if God intervenes, that there would be no humans. He constantly intervenes. He intervened in Egypt. He intervened with the burning bush. He intervened when he told somebody to go sacrifice their son. He intervenes a lot. And there were still humans. Wait, hold on. Let me ask you a question. Did humans go extinct? Wait, hold on. Did humans go extinct by the end of the Old Testament? Were humans extinct by the end of the Old Testament?
No.
Okay, so God intervened for the entire Old Testament and we still had humans. So your claim doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. He constantly intervenes.
You're lying.
And we still had humans.
You still don't want to touch on the subject. You're lying and you keep running away from it. All you keep doing is throwing examples. Your examples show the reason why. Let's go into the reason why. We don't go into saying something and say, oh, this has happened, and then just move on. No. Let's touch on the reason why. Let's stay in the context. Why did Noah go inside of the fish? Why?
I'm going to explain this one more time. You made the claim
that if he steps in
you made the claim that if God steps in every single time to prevent evil, humans wouldn't exist.
Yes.
So I pointed you to the Old Testament where God is constantly stepping into human affairs and asked you the question.
That's not a human affair.
Did humans go extinct?
Brother.
No. Slavery in Egypt, where the Egyptians were enslaving the Jewish people, is a human affair. I don't care about the fucking why. I'm addressing your claim that you said that if God intervenes, we wouldn't have any humans. God intervening and humans living are compatible because your book says so. Your doctrine says so. It literally tells us the history of God intervening in human affairs. You're not tracking the conversation.
All you're doing is touching on highlights. You haven't told me why. Why?
I don't give a fuck about the why. We're just addressing whether God can intervene with humans and humans can live. You're saying that if God intervenes with humans and stops all evil, humans would go extinct. Why are you not tracking?
Yes, exactly. He steps in. The only time he steps in is because his will, his covenant, the promise he made to Israel, which is Jacob and his descendants, brother. Again, Abraham. It goes back to Abraham. The reason he steps in is because his covenant he made. Because he's not a liar.
Bro, okay, yeah, we gotta wrap this up. But you got any final points for me?
You don't want to touch on the context. You just want to wrap it up after you said
I don't care about the why. You're making claims and you're not accepting that you're not tracking what I'm saying, right? You're saying that if God, you said, okay, let's put this in the math equation. You said God intervening plus human affairs equals humans wouldn't exist.
That's not what I said. Again, you're lying now.
Oh my God.
I said if God steps in every time evil happens, that's not human affairs.
Okay. If God steps in every time if God steps in every time evil happens, humans wouldn't exist.
Yes, brother.
Okay, pause there. Pause there. So I said, let's go to the Old Testament. Do you agree that slavery is evil? Okay, slavery is evil. God stepped in and sent plagues, right, to the Egyptians. God stepped in and made the rivers flow red, right? And God stepped in to stop evil. Did the humans go extinct?
But why?
Wait,
brother?
hold on. Did the humans go extinct?
It was for his will.
Wait, hold on. Did the humans go extinct?
No, but
okay, so God can step in and stop evil, and humans won't go extinct, right? Wait, hold on. Wait, answer that question, right?
Can I ask you a question?
Wait, hold on. Can God step in and stop evil, and humans not go extinct?
First of all.
Wait, hold on. Can God step in and stop evil, and humans don't go extinct? You didn't talk about all evils. You said if God stopped evil every time evil happened, right?
Yes.
Like humans would go extinct. So I'm asking you, God stopped an instance of evil. Did humans go extinct? I don't care. I don't care about the why. I'm simply asking you. I'm simply asking you. Is it compatible for God to stop evil and humans to still exist?
The why matters, brother.
Okay, so you're not tracking the conversation, so I don't really know what to say here. You want to talk about the why. You made a claim that if God stops evil, humans would not exist. I don't care about the why. I just care about whether God can stop evil and humans can exist with God stopping evil. The why is a whole different conversation. The conversation we're having is, can God stop evil and humans still exist? You're talking about why he does it. Why he does it is a different conversation. We're talking about, again, can God stop evils and can humans still exist? That's what we're talking about. So you're not tracking the conversation. You are running two train tracks right now. Can God do something and humans exist? And you're also running the train track of why does he do the things that he's doing? Let's stay on one train track. Can God stop evil and humans still exist? Right? So you've already kind of conceded that God can stop evils and humans can still exist because he did it. Not once, but many times. Right? Many times. For his will. Okay, cool. So we can concede that God can step in and stop evils, and humans can still exist for his will. So it is possible.
For his purpose.
Okay, so So can you concede the previous thing that God cannot stop all evils and human exists?
Stop all evil. He can't stop all evil.
All right.
Because we're human beings. We still have a flesh. Still have a flesh, brother.
You got it, Chief.
That's what you're not understanding.
You got it, Chief.
You're not understanding that. You're not understanding. We have a flesh. We have a sinful nature.
You got it, Chief.
Exactly. You don't want to get into the expansion of it because if you do, your whole argument collapses.
I mean, no, but like you got it, Chief. I just got to move on because like I have some of my friends waiting in the chat. But you got any other complaints about like the video that I made?
No complaints. I've complained. Only thing I'm trying to tell you is stop looking at the prism of a Christian and judging God off the prism of other people. How about you judge God off his book, brother?
Yeah, I do. So like I have many critiques for his book.
You say you never read it.
Wait, no. I never said I never read it. I haven't read it cover to cover, and I grew up a Roman Catholic, right?
You haven't read
like,
it.
I have a lot of information about the different sections in the Bible, but I haven't read it cover to cover. But I have a huge amount of knowledge in regards to the contents of like the Bible.
That doesn't make any sense, brother. You cannot say I read some sections, but not the whole book, but have specific. The whole book is one book. Yes, it may have chapters. What?
Wait, hold on. Wait. Can I read a chapter in a physics book and say I didn't read the whole book, but I read a chapter, so I know some of what it contains?
No. But
that's a pretty logical statement.
Do you know everything about physics? If you want to become a physicist,
I never claimed to mention everything about Christianity. I said I read parts of it, and I know like good chunks of the Bible. What are you talking about?
But that's the point. What I'm trying to say is, let's do our whole entire research before we actually say that this is not real, this is fake, doesn't work.
I don't. Wait. I don't say that God is not real. I'm an agnostic, but I'm like very skeptical of the Christian God. I probably even lean towards God not being real. But like I don't definitively say that God isn't real. So
then that's my point, brother. I'm not. Look at me again.
Dude. Wait. What's your complaints about the video? Let's just finish up your complaints about the video.
We're gonna touch on this subject because this is what the.
Well, I mean, no, like I got friends. I got friends waiting in the chat, and I've given you more than enough time. I've given you like 2 hours, and I have a lot of videos to edit today, and I like gave you 2 hours of my day basically to have this conversation. So, like, I mean, do you have any more complaints about the video? Or we can talk about this some other time, you know.
My point, what I'm trying to reference back to, brother, is that God If he steps in every single time that you see something wrong in the world will seem to exist.
Sure. Okay.
That's
Sure.
the see. I want to tell you something
Sure.
right
Like,
now. Right?
I'll give it to you because I don't think I
Okay.
could. I don't think I
This
could
is
give you a logical argument.
this is
You would
this is that
legitimately
this is
like
the last
accept
thing
any
I'll
of the
say.
premises. But sure.
This is the last thing I will say. This is the last thing I will say. Your comment section the whole entire time has been just ripping me apart. Do you see that even affected me one bit?
I mean,
That's humanity. That's humanity right below you.
I mean, sure. We live on the internet. People have called me the N-word on the internet. What's your point?
There you go.
Wait. What's
There
your
you
point?
go.
Wait. What are
My
you talking?
point is that's humanity in general, brother.
Sure. Okay. Wait. Well, what's
That's
the
not
point
God's
here?
fault. That's not God's fault. Just sit here and be like,
Well,
oh God is not loving because he let these people talk
I
bad
mean,
about me on the internet.
I could present you a logical argument as to
Yeah.
why it's God's fault, but like I don't really think I want to go into that with you right now because
Yeah.
you didn't really catch the other logical argument I was making.
What was
But
the other logical argument you made?
we're not going to go into it. But like, sure, I'll grant you this. Sure.
That's the easy cop out. I'll grant you this.
Yeah,
All right.
because
Thank you.
you've taken 2 hours of my life.
That's
Why.
You made a video on me. I didn't make a video on you,
And
brother.
I made a video on you. You DM'd me and said, "Let's
Yes.
talk about this like men."
Yes.
And so now we're here. I'm doing
Yes.
you a favor. And
You're not doing me a favor.
I've said I've given you like 2 hours. So like I would
brother.
like to speak to my friends who are waiting for me in the chat, right?
Okay,
like
brother.
like don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'd be happy.
I
Don't get me
understand.
wrong. Come back. I'd be
understand.
happy to speak with you on other days. 100%. Like I love these conversations and I do research to prove myself wrong. Maybe one of these days I become a Christian. I'm open-minded to that. Right, so like I love these conversations, but yeah,
I'm not
it's been
like I
2
said.
hours.
The last thing I would say before you go, I thank you for the conversation.
Hell yeah.
Right? People may take it the wrong way, but like I said, I had no hateful nature towards you. Yes, I may speak louder than most people, but that's just who I am. I'm a passionate person.
No,
I'm
you're
not
good.
yelling at you. I'm not upset at you. Nothing like that. But the last thing I would say is please read the Bible. Please just read the Bible, brother. Don't go off of somebody else's worldviews. Don't go to this person or the internet. Read the Bible for yourself. Let God talk to you through the Holy Spirit in that book, and then just see what comes out of it.
Yeah, I will. One of my goals is to read the Bible before I die. I will definitely do that.
All right, brother. Have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, and also, yeah, we're on good terms. I hope everything's good. Please don't come
Brother,
after
no.
me or my family members. Do not
Brother,
unalive
nobody's
me.
brother.
You
brother,
live in Austin. I
I'm
live pretty
37.
close to the area.
Stop it. I'm
Don't kill
37
me.
years old. I'm 37 years old. Nobody wants to kill you, brother.
Okay,
I'm a normal human being.
but
Nobody
if
wants
you-
to kill you. Nobody is gonna send anybody to your house or release anything. No, brother. That's not. I'm not in it for that. If
Okay,
whoever's in it for that,
yeah.
That's crazy.
If you ever want to meet up in person, I
don't
will
wanna
happily
meet up in person.
meet up in person with you, and
don't-
I'll curse and whatever.
I don't. But you see, you're going back to that.
Like,
You're going back to that. You're just doing this now. See, I'm gonna leave it where it's at, brother. You have a great rest of your day. I hope you and your friends have a great conversation. I hope you and your fans have a great conversation. I hope they can cook me in your comment section. I hope they do it. I hope so, brother. I don't care. I don't care, brother. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The point of this conversation wasn't to prove me right, prove you wrong, because that's not my power. That's not my will. I cannot do that, brother. I can't do that. I can't force you to believe something that you don't want to believe. I can't. That's God's job. That's not my job. That's God's job. And when that day comes, just like Paul. What happened to Paul, the same thing will happen to most people. It happened to me, and it happened to people. Because I didn't believe. I thought God was horrible, right? But that's life. We all go through these cycles. We all go through it. And it is what it is, brother. It is what it is.
all right.
That's just that's humanity in general, right? Some of us need a hard kick in the head. Some of us need a softer kick in the head. Some of us don't even need a kick in the head. It's just in general, brother. That's all it is.
Okay. No, that's fine.
All right, brother. You have a great rest of your day and take care of yourself.
Yeah, I'll follow you. If you follow me back, that's totally fine. You know, we can follow each other. I follow everyone who follows me.
All right, brother. Take care of yourself, brother.
Yep.
All right, brother.
Booyah. With that, who wants to come up? I'm letting people up now.
That was something else, man.
Oh my god.
It was 2 hours.
Bro, I was editing videos, bro. Like, I still have to post shit on YouTube.
Something.
Bro. But no, it's all good. It's all good. Okay, so essentially, like, I stitched one of his videos. I responded to it. And he DM'd me and said, hey, we should talk about it like men over the phone. And I said, I'm not going to give you my phone number because people get doxxed on TikTok and people get killed because of that. And, like, he was like, don't run away from me. Don't be a coward. And I was like, bro, I'm not going to give you my phone. Like, host a live and I'll show up. Or you can come to my live. And he's like, okay, host a live. And so I hosted a live. And he pulled up. And then we ran the ones. And, like, it is what it is. He said I wouldn't curse in front of his face. And then I gave him a location to meet up at. And then he backpedaled. I was down. I was putting on my shoes. I was ready to bike to HEB Plus and meet this person. But, like, he didn't want to be
You gotta
down.
be really ready to run a fade if you're gonna bike all the way there.
Like, I will
You're
Nah,
gonna be
I'm
tired
gonna be
by the time you
real.
get there.
Coco, you low key, that put a little bit of fear in me, like my boots is trembling.
Bro,
You just
like,
finna go
Timbers
bike
or
to go
shiver?
catch a fade? That's kind of crazy.
like
That's what I'm
I'll
saying.
bike.
Like, no, it's the pure
To go.
expression of, damn, what made that man so mad?
Just,
Nah,
you,
for
you
real.
see me like...
He had Coco fucked up. He was ready to bike to go catch that fade.
No, low-key, like, it's probably not wise for me to be meeting with people on the internet. I could get shot and die. Like,
No, that's why you gotta
But
do
fuck
it
it.
on live. Let them get fully in trouble.
but I mean, like, I'll show up. Like, fuck.
Nah, I'm gonna be honest. Like before, I was like, well, I wouldn't consider myself calm prince, but like back in the day, though, like a year or two ago, I was trying to make somebody the first person in TikTok history to get smacked on TikTok Live, but nobody wanted to give me their address for some reason, man. I don't know why. I'm a nice guy.
For some reason.
Yeah, like, I won't give people my address. I live with family members, and so, like, I don't want any of them to get shot because I was goofing off. But I'll meet up with somebody.
Now,
at, like,
honestly, I think
Starbucks.
it might just be a matter of he's internet illiterate. Not to be an insult. You know what I mean by that, right? Not to
Hey
be
guys,
insulting when I say internet illiterate.
Yeah. Oh,
how you doing, guys?
yeah, like, he doesn't know that streamers have been doxxed and, like, literally unalived. Just by giving
How you doing,
people's phone
guys?
numbers. Oh, I'm doing pretty good.
Hello.
But also,
Yeah, you
really
can
quick.
tell he's
Okay.
Uh,
Go ahead.
ju-
You're good.
just to be respectful, I'm gonna open my camera for a little bit. Hope that's okay.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. This is me. Hello.
Oh, hey, how goes it? Also,
W bad.
if anyone wants to come up, feel free to request up. I'm going to play Pokemon and then try to upload the video I was uploading to YouTube.
But you could
I
tell he was
was
kind of internet illiterate based on his reaction when I brought Black and Jewel up. Also, I didn't know it was supposed to be a 1v1.
Oh, no,
I
you're...
was,
in the middle of the conversation.
if
Oh, no,
I
you...
may say, I was.
Oh, wait, hold on.
I was
Really quick before you go. Oh, no, you're totally cool. Also, sorry, Black Stallion and CF Joel. I kind of, like, yelled at you
You're
guys,
fine.
like, in the moment.
Yell
And I
at
was like,
Prince, not
fuck.
us. We didn't do it.
Oh, yeah, also, sorry, Prince. Yeah, like, I was in...
I
Yeah.
was. If I may say, I was kind of hoping we'd talk about the prompt.
Oh, let me get back to you.
Talk about what?
People probably want to talk about what just
The
happened.
prompt, bro. What you posted. The prompt. I mean, come on.
Yeah, just hang tight
The
real
prompt.
quick. Hang tight real quick. People probably just want to talk about the debate that just happened. So
Yeah,
we'll
that
get
was
back to that.
awesome, Coco. I've never heard you get mad before.
Oh, no, I get mad all the
Technically,
time.
it wasn't a debate. It was just you
So
beating
good.
a ragdoll.
Yeah.
That's all I had to say. You were awesome.
Okay, thanks. I love you, Janet.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
It
But
was
then, like-
really interesting listening to the two philosophies go after each other, and then watching the opposite of one of those philosophies,
Coco.
like worldviews,
Oh.
and then watching the
Okay.
other one just crumble in front of my eyes. you know what I mean?
Because, like, no, it's a matter of he initially challenged you of, oh, you wouldn't say it to my face. You literally went, bet, here's a location, here's a neutral location we can both meet up in.
And then, like, yeah, and then he backpedaled. And I was like, bro, how are you going to tell me I wouldn't say it to your face? I'll meet up. Like, let's go. Bro.
Aw, Prince.
And, like, no, it doesn't even have to be a
Coco, was
fade. It's just calling out a
Caleb
challenge.
Christian?
Yeah, he's Christian. Or, what?
Caleb.
Which one? The guy that was just on here?
No, the one that that Daniel made a video of. The one that you stitched.
Oh, yeah, so that's also the weird thing. Like, in the video, he's saying that, like, this guy doesn't walk the path of the Lord, and, like, you know, all this stuff. Say, like, he's implying that he's not Christian. Okay, I messed up because, like, you know, I said, like, I didn't even say, like, he verbatim said he wasn't Christian. But then, like, in the conversation, he says, yeah, Caleb's atheist. And I'm like, okay, so why'd you make a video saying that he was not walking the path of the Lord? As if he was, like, what'd you expect from him? He's, like, he's a secular individual. Like, what's the point? I guess maybe for Christian activism or something, but yeah, no, Caleb is atheist, yeah, I think.
Okay.
But did you watch the video?
Yeah, I watched the video. I watched what you said, and then I watched, like, halfway to what he said.
I mean, like, was there
So
anything...
what do you feel about it? You think you feel some sort of way about it? Like, you feel like he was wrong for judging Caleb?
So, like, I guess what I was saying was, like, for one, like, I don't have an issue with Caleb telling the girl to do OnlyFans. I don't really have an issue with, like, sex work. Sure, if people want to do that, then that's fine. And then, like, you know, he came up with this argument saying, like, don't you think it's a bad thing, you know, because men have addictions? Like, look, if you have an addiction to alcohol, I don't want to be insensitive. Like, I know it's not this easy, but just don't
It's
drink.
your own problem to deal with.
But yeah, it's kind of like, okay, you need to get help and stay away from alcohol, right? Like, I mean, like, maybe people shouldn't sell alcohol, but, like, I don't know. Like it seems as if people should be responsible over their consumption, right? And obviously, people are going to struggle with alcoholism. It's not that easy. It's not just, like, put the bottle away, right? Some people need help. But, you know, like, there are bad things in this world. If you don't want to consume them, the general rule is don't consume them. Stay away from it. Like, he started saying, like, men are lonely. Like, that's not an excuse. I'm single as fuck. I haven't had schmecks in, like, 5 years. I'm not buying OnlyFans, though. I'm literally going on walks with my friends. I'm like, playing video games. I'm doing everything else but buying OnlyFans. So, like, I don't see how, like, lonely men is, like, an excuse for buying OnlyFans. Like, make it make sense. Like, I have self-control, you know? But my point was, I don't think Caleb's a bad person for telling her to do OnlyFans. She was making $250 a month, $250,000 a month. Do OnlyFans, you know, especially because she came on the show because she was broke and she needs financial help. And so doing OnlyFans wouldn't be a bad thing. And then I think his other point was like, I think my other point of contention was like, this dude was literally filming a video with gold chains around his necklace and like he was all bagged up. And I was like, hey, like, I get it. Maybe he's not Christian for giving that advice, but it's also very convenient for you to be like super rich and well off and be telling other people like, you know, don't do OnlyFans, or like, OnlyFans, this guy's advocating for something that's so bad or sinful. And I'm like, well, look, if I'm broke and OnlyFans is making me $250K a fucking year, I'm probably gonna do OnlyFans until I can survive and then find a job and stop doing OnlyFans. It doesn't seem like a bad
I mean, if you're making
bet.
$250 a year, what job's gonna pay you that, bro?
$250K? Do you know what I could do with $250K? I could move my parents out the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Bro,
Nah, for real, for
$250K?
$250K, you don't even
I'm
wanna
not gonna
know what I
lie.
would do,
Personally,
gang.
it
I'm not
sounds
gonna
like he
lie.
was just jealous.
Like, I would fuck women for $250K a year, like $250K a month. Like that's not a
You
problem
would do
for
it
me.
for free. What are you talking about?
Like, what are you talking about?
Like
I would do it on camera. Fuck it. Like, if I'm broke and you got $250K coming in, like, why not? But
I don't know about on camera, but
Coco, you know you have a digital footprint, right?
I mean, I don't care. But also, like,
I mean, like,
also, you guys do realize that Sylvester, that guy that was in the movie where he's running up the stairs to the Lincoln statue. You know,
Sylvester Stallone and what's it called? Rocky?
Yeah. So like,
Did you say Sylvester?
Yeah, I messed up his
His name
name.
literally just said Sylvester.
I was gonna let him slide.
Yeah. But also, like, you do realize that before he got into like being a movie actor, he was gonna go into porn because he was just really broke. He just didn't have any other option. And so, like, look, like.
Well, actually, wait, no. Since I have Prince up here, I do want to ask him a question of Prince. Are Christians just inherently against like social communism? Like, does the Bible say no matter
yes.
what, you must devote yourself to
Man,
capitalism?
fuck communism, bro.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
inherently we are against social communism.
I mean,
But you do
I like
understand
the
social
idea of
communism would
communism,
lead to the least amount
but
of sin, right?
But also, yeah, the guy. Well, okay. So to the guy's point, I think he proved me wrong on like one of the Bible quotes. Maybe there's like some context there in regards to Jesus telling his followers to sell everything that they have and live amongst the poor. Maybe there's like some context there. But I mean, like, there's other verses, like, you know, I have a lot of communist verses from Jesus, right, where he's like, whatever you do for the least of you have done for me. Other things like, I have to look, but I'm pretty sure Jesus...
No, I like the idea of communism. I just don't know if it could be executed.
Well, I mean, like, we could say the same for Christianity.
I would be a democratic socialist. Like, I think I'm okay with democratic socialism. But...
Like, I would like it if, like, I don't know. I actually don't know about that. I don't know.
But it is what it is.
But, like,
it is what it is. But
like, no, can I get like the Bible verse that says never support communism?
Yeah, it's Matthew 5:17, bro. Go.
Wait, dead ass?
No, I'm kidding.
Wait, but no, that was interesting. Like, okay, like, to be honest...
You know I'm autistic and I've already put you in the people I trust. Don't do that to me.
Yeah. To be honest, like, he did say something in the conversation. He said I was prideful, and to an extent, I think so. Like, in the DMs, I was like, I'm not going to give you my number. Like, you know, I'm going to host a live, or, like, I could host a live.
No, that's
he said,
cautious, not prideful.
Yeah. But he said host a live, and then my brain was like, all right, fuck, bet. Like, I'm not going to run from a fade. Like, I'll do it.
No. Go. Once again, that's not pride. That's someone asked you to do something, you did it. If anything, that's more... Oh, I would never consider obedience to be pride.
Yeah, but I mean, like, maybe I could have, like...
And it's a matter of you wanted to talk to him, not for the case of, oh, I gotta prove I'm right, but for the case of you like talking to Christians. I can never explain why you like talking to Christians.
Yeah, but maybe I could have, backed down, but, like, I guess, like, yeah, it was just me kind of...
Never back down.
Yeah.
Co, you should be a police officer, bro.
Hell no.
He's too black for that.
Yeah,
I know,
too black.
that was a joke. It was supposed to be a joke. And Co could never be a police officer. No offense.
Yeah, but it is what it is. But that was fun. I'm definitely posting this on YouTube. There's no chance in hell I'm not posting it.
To be fair, I don't think the vast majority of people could be police officers. I think that's one of the most, well, at least like GSP and shit, I think that's like one of the most underpaid jobs there are. But yeah.
Yeah. But anyone else got anything for me? Or...
No, dude. I've just been watching GSP pit maneuvers. You guys know what a pit maneuver is?
Yeah.
Dude,
well, I live in Virginia,
race cars are
I've interacted with GSP before.
A pit maneuver is when you're running from the cops and they hit you from the side and stop your car. I've just been watching a lot of those. Or they can flip your car, you could die. Honestly, bro, people who run from the cops, bro, I think the minimum sentence is 1 year, bro. It should be like 10 years, bro. You're putting like fucking so many people's lives in danger going 200 miles per hour through traffic, having the fucking cops chase you through that shit.
Okay, I'll accept that.
It's just absolutely absurd, bro. I like, they're making $60K a year for fucking going through traffic at 150, hitting some criminal who probably has some pistol or some shit. It's actually wild. Police officers I actually have major respect for police officers. So a lot of them, right? If they're in like a nice ass city not doing shit, that's one thing. But if they're like working in Atlanta or like Los Angeles or some shit, bro, like that job is hard as fuck. That job is really fucking hard, really fucking dangerous, getting paid.
See, like, I agree with that perspective, but, like, as a person who lives in those cities, like, I don't know. I think about this stuff sometimes because I want to be a cop. And I'm like, damn, like, as a police officer, I wouldn't want to get shot at by criminals.
Shot at, like, or having to
but that's part of the job that you signed up to do. And then, like, in my city, they'll just sit there and not do their job or, like, harass people on traffic stops when, like, so, like, not to turn this into a pity party, but like my friend literally just got unalived Tuesday in my old neighborhood, and they aren't even searching for the unalived.
Oh.
Like literally.
Yeah, I mean the big cities, the police departments are like kind of underfunded. Like I heard in Detroit it takes like 50 minutes for them to like literally get to you once you call in something, which is absolutely absurd. But you know, like let's say there's a criminal that's like running from you, you have to chase them, going like, you know, that type of shit I would never do. Like I just for that fact alone, can't be a police officer.
There's this lady in my city who's like, you can like Google this. She's been on First 48. Her name is Sammy. If you Google Sandy the detector in Richmond. Yeah. We got shirts out here that say Duck and Sandy because like of how crazy she is. Like she catches everybody.
Yeah.
Shit.
Shout out to Sandy though. She done caught me before.
But what up, Prince Nappy? Did you watch what happened?
Hello. Can you hear
what's
me?
up? Yeah, we can hear you now.
We can hear you now.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. I don't know. I think it has something to do with the...
Damn, not to get Prince out
Why
of
did
here.
Why did
y'all
why did you
already
invite
have
loser?
this beef still?
You said what?
Why did you invite this loser?
Damn, crazy word.
Yo, the best way to squash beef, just don't get involved. Just stop, both of you.
Coco, I thought we don't hang around lames. What happened?
Oh, I'm a lame now. I will block you.
Both of you stop.
I hang around every day.
The same moment you block me, you'll unblock
Coco
me.
is the pure epitome of what Jesus wanted.
I like to imagine myself that spiritually I'm Kid Cudi.
Spiritually, you're Kid Cudi?
Yeah.
Who?
I mean, I can see that, Coco. I can see that.
Dude, I fucking love Kid Cudi. Like, if I could be somebody, Kid Cudi's pretty cool.
What's that album that he released? That was like his most recent one. It was actually pretty good. It was an improvement on his other shit.
Yeah.
He's always been pretty decent, but dude, honestly, dude, these rappers aren't making music anymore, bro.
Not really.
Like, it's kind of fucked. It's like I don't see any new music from these big guys that were like popping in the 2010s. Like, it's kind of sad, actually.
Yeah. It's like, I think early 2000s was like the hype, and then like everything died down. Like, well,
2010s was pretty lit too, but.
And then I don't know, there are people who like classic rap, so maybe like things from like the 1990s or some stuff, 1980s. But shoot, Prince, did you?
Yeah, dude, I like the some 1990s rap. Like I like what's it called? I mean, still Dre is a masterpiece, bro.
Yeah.
Forgot About Dre is a masterpiece as well.
Yeah.
Both those. On what album was that? That was those were incredible.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg.
But in regards to everybody that's here, there's 16 people in the live. Hopefully you liked the debate that happened at the beginning of this live. I really appreciate it. Thank you for.
You mean the ragdolling?
Wait, did I ragdoll him?
Yes.
But you know, it is what it is.
Like, no, I'm sorry. When you duck a fade that you initiated, that's the purest epitome of. Sorry, no, it wasn't even a fade. You duck a altercation that you initiated. That is the level of why you got to be so sorry.
Yeah. But if you guys can, tap your screens, like the live, share it with anybody who you want to share it with. If anyone wants to talk about the topic, I'll be here for the rest of the day. Yeah, I'll be here for the rest of the day, and then I'm gonna edit a video, post it on YouTube.
Hey, Coco.
Yep. What's up?
Oh, you wanted to finish saying that?
Oh no, you're good. Go ahead.
Did you finish saying that first?
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh. How good are you at analyzing arguments?
I think I'm okay. Like, I'm not gonna be collegiate with it, but like, I think I could do a pretty okay job.
Okay, so me and Belle was having a conversation a while ago, and it was about God and morality and why she chooses to stick to God's moral code
Yeah.
and so what she was saying, it was making sense at least on the surface, but I felt like it was problematic still. So she said it's an appeal to authority, but I believe that it has other issues. So I was waiting until like I had the opportunity to go over it with some other people that are more philosophically based than me.
What's an appeal to authority?
Well, I mean, technically Christianity
You got to
would be
hear her
appeal to
argument.
authority.
Well, appeal to authority is only going to be a fallacy when it's used incorrectly. An appeal to authority is going to be like, let's say, this isn't going to be an incorrect usage, but let's say we're talking about science and I'm describing to you like why the water cycle works the way it does. And then I make the claim, well, you can trust me, bro, because premise one, the consensus agrees that this is how the water cycle works, right? Now, that wouldn't be an incorrect usage of an appeal to consensus or appeal to
Experts.
experts. Yeah.
Expertise. Yeah, appeal to expertise isn't fallacious necessarily, no. Like, I can say that, you know, the consensus of historians is X, and therefore it's like.
But then if I just said, like, God is true because, like, the guy with the highest IQ in the world believes in God. Like,
that
that's
would
an
be
appeal to authority.
yeah.
Appeal to authority fallacy.
Appeal to consensus, like, yeah, that would be fallacious if, like, the consensus that you're appealing to aren't comprised of experts or something. Yeah, then that would be fallacious. But yeah.
Yes, JC Rose, you are correct. I took a logic class and they actually.
We just call him PRK.
I did. That's
Either one is good. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so it specifically outlines that it's an appeal to an unqualified authority, and there were when you took you know how you take tests like identify the fallacy or say if it's not fallacious or what have you, it would have legitimate appeals to authority where the correct answer is non-fallacious.
Right.
Yes. So I'm perfectly fine with you appealing to scholars when it comes to things that the scholars agree on.
Yeah, absolutely. I can do that. A lot of people have this misconception that you can't do that for some reason. I actually thought the same. I thought, oh, I have to give their arguments or it's a fallacious. It's like, no, you don't even have to do that. I mean, but
because here's the thing. We have no choice but to appeal. Nobody can become experts themselves on things, right? So like we all agree that we don't all, but like people who accept science agree that the Big Bang happened, right? How many of us are actually qualified to like do the calculations and know the physics and, you know, do the tests ourselves, right? We're not.
Right.
And when you're sick, you have to go to a doctor because they went to 12 years of medical school and all the certifications and all that. And we just have to, it is prudent maybe sometimes to get a second opinion, but generally speaking, who are you going to trust about your body, like your plumber or a doctor, right?
Right.
Yeah, base.
I think it blanked out. If you're writing something in the comments, I think it blinked out. First of all, he just wanted to bring me up because this conversation was like 2 months ago, and it was like a 3-hour conversation. I don't even remember.
No, I think it was longer than that.
Yeah, but I don't remember what you're talking about.
Even still, 2 months ago was wild.
Nah,
I don't remember what you're.
This has been on my mind though. This has been on my mind because whenever I come,
that's right.
I
love that.
Whenever I come, whatever.
I mean, like, when I set yourself up for that one.
When I come across something that's very thought intriguing to me, it stays on my mind until I resolve it. So I was waiting for the perfect opportunity to resolve this issue. I didn't say that. Don't put words in my mouth, and don't pump her head up. So, yeah, so now we have the opportunity to discuss it. So we talked about two different things. We talked about the problem of evil, and we talked about God's moral code being more reasonable and logical than, I guess, secular humanists. Yeah, so I'm trying to get. I can't remember exactly.
Reasonable?
Oh, actually, I even like this debate. Wait,
I'm trying I'm trying to get
So
her to
I'm
give
still
the argument.
confused where the appeal to authority thing comes in here.
That's what
She
I'm
said
saying.
it wasn't
I
a.
don't remember.
You
Like,
said it
okay,
wasn't an appeal to
what
authority.
context? Which part?
I don't know. You basically said that you're basically appealing to God's. I
Yeah,
don't know. I can't remember.
That's in that case, it's
But it
not an
seemed
appeal to authority fallacy.
because it
No,
seemed like you spun a.
give me a
Wait, like
second.
something like divine
I
command
can
theory,
do it.
something like that.
I don't know. You gotta ask her. She was the one that was saying like it's an appeal to authority. She understands that, but since God is like all knowing and He understands everything about like reality and nature and stuff.
I don't think Christians appeal to God because everything. You ever hear how like they'll say stuff like, "Oh, is it good because God says it?"
It's the Euthyphro dilemma. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
are things good because God says so, or does He say so because they're
Because
good?
things are good, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I've
I don't think
never.
that we appeal to authority in that way that, oh, just because he says it, it's good. Like, no, I think that God is perfect and it's not possible for him to be wrong.
Okay. So which is it? Is it good because God says so, or does God say so because it's good?
God says so because it's good and he
Okay.
knows all things.
All right. So what is the criteria? So what is the criteria?
Question.
Hold on. There's a
Go
follow up
ahead.
to this. That's important. All right. If God says so because it's good, there is some criteria that is outside of God that is delineating between good and bad behaviors. So what is that?
Well, everything stems from him and he has all knowledge. So he would know what's good and what's bad.
What I'm asking you, so if he knows what's good or bad, it's something to know. How do you distinguish between good and bad? What distinguishes one behavior as good versus bad?
I don't know. I believe in objective morality, so it's based on what God says. And I believe he knows more than me.
If that's the case, then what you're saying is it's good because God says so, which means God can say literally any action is good and it's good by definition, including
like I've only been on Earth for 34 years, right? And the universe is like infinite. And if I believe, like from the Christian point of view, if God created everything, you don't think that he would be far wiser than me in every possible way.
Well, we're talking about things. Here's the thing: it's ultimately subjective. Like it's a personal stance. So, like knowing everything, like God can know everything and be a benevolent being, and prefer and know the best actions to have the worst outcomes. Right. So just God says so doesn't alleviate that. So like,
but that's not what I'm saying. What part of what I'm saying is leading you to believe that that's what I'm saying?
No, I'm telling you the consequence of what you're saying. What I'm saying is God knowing everything doesn't mean necessarily that everything he says or does is good. Because you could in theory have an evil creator of the universe, right?
Yeah, that's cool. But from the Christian point of view, we believe that he's all good, all knowing, and that he's perfect.
By what criteria did you determine he's good?
I'm going off of what I understood from the Bible. But if you want to argue, like, so you're trying to argue
the Bible is your criteria.
good.
Yeah, so like the Bible says good, but I mean, like, do you evaluate? So, how did you evaluate that God is good, or did you even evaluate? Did you just dogmatically say, like, by decree he's good, without having any criteria for good or bad?
Yeah. For what reason should I believe that he's bad?
Oh, I mean, I can give you. I can.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you. You, like, I can give you my reasons why I think the God of the Bible is bad. However, I'm asking you. You decided he's good. I just want to know, like, what's your criteria for someone or actions being good?
These are good questions.
Like, I don't know what you mean by that. I already told you I have objective morality, and I believe that like God is the source of the objective morality.
Okay, so you're saying you have objective morality. So can we agree So like if a head, so there's adjectives that describe objective things and subjective things. Subjective things would be like beautiful or delicious. We agree there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, objective things would be like if a head has no hair on it, that's the criteria. It's objectively bald. If water is in a solid state, it's objectively frozen. It's not like a stance of a mind. That's just by definition, that's the criteria for bald and frozen. Well, by what criteria do you distinguish good behaviors from bad behaviors?
It's based on what God says, like how it's described in the Bible. What God says is good and what God says is bad is what.
Okay, so
what's good?
what you just described.
Subject to God.
What you just described there is it's good because God says so. So you went back on your original. God doesn't say so because it's good. It's good because God says so. That's what you're going with now.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that I don't think that God says things and then automatically it's good. I think that he knows that it's good, and that is why he says those things. You don't see the difference between those two statements?
Okay, so define good, please.
Well, like, I think there's like wait, so really quick, like, I think there's like an issue, because, like, yeah, that's often my question towards Christians, right? Like, objective is going to mean, like, stance dependent, while, like, subjective is going to be, like, stance dependent. So, like...
No, you said stance dependent both times.
Or, objective is going to be stance independent, while, like, subjective is going to be stance dependent. So, like, when it comes to God, is he giving us prescriptions from his stance, or is God looking at some kind of external, like, objective fact about the reality that he's creating and telling us to adhere to this objective fact?
Right, it's the second one.
Oh, so you think that there's, like, objective facts about morality, and God's pointing at it and being like, don't do those things.
Right.
Okay, so
that's kind of like the analogy I use is like a Neil deGrasse Tyson analogy, where, you know, the sun exists like independent of Neil deGrasse Tyson, but he's just the guy that tells you all about it, tells you all its features, but he's not what makes the sun the sun. He's just what gives you information about the sun. So it would be like you'd be committed to the view that even if God didn't exist, you'd still have objective morality.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, that'd be a bullet you'd have to bite.
Yeah, and the thing is that's why I ask, what is if God is saying so because it's good, how are you defining good? And if you circle around and say I define good as whatever God says, then you're going back to pick the other option and the Euthyphrodon.
No, I think that Coco explained it really well, actually. I don't think
but he pointed out the problem.
Because I don't think it's good just because God says. I think that God knows everything. Like, if I created something, if I created a robot and I coded up the robot, I would know the ins and out of that robot. I can tell you, like, the best aspects of the robot and what's wrong to do with the robot.
Okay, cool. So then if God is saying so because it's good, how are you defining good?
In regards to what? Can you?
Yeah. So okay, let me go back. How do you by what criteria do you assess that someone's head is bald?
Like, I see that it's bald.
Okay. Yeah. It has no hair on it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the criteria for determining if the head is bald. If water is frozen. By the criteria, it's in a solid state. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think morality is way different than that, because I could perceive sleeping with someone's husband as bad, but my friend could think that it's okay. It's a good thing. So,
okay, so
that's why
what's the
objective morality?
Yeah, so by what criteria do you distinguish good from bad behaviors? I don't have a problem with this. With any adjective that's describing something objective, I have no problem with it. A city is the capital city if it has the state's government residing within it. That's the criteria. What is criteria? What makes an action good versus bad?
Are you asking for like an answer that doesn't that doesn't have God in it? Like, are you just asking for like my personal opinion?
Well, if it has God in it, then you pick the wrong option in the Euthyphro dilemma. Because in other words, if you're defining good as whatever is in God's nature or whatever God says, then you are saying it's good because God says so, or it's in His nature.
That's what I was just gonna say. You're forcing this like
why do I
false
have to
dichotomy.
repeatedly keep like repeating myself? I don't get it.
Because you say
around in circles.
you say
they like the straw man.
You say God says so because it's good, and when I ask you how do you define good, you revert back to God.
Yeah,
if God says so,
I just literally asked you whether or not you want me to give you my opinion to why I see certain things as bad. Yes or no?
Yes. No. What I'm asking you is to define good as it pertains to behaviors.
I don't know. So based on all right. So is this like you touching on the problem of evil?
No, I'm showing the problem with I'm giving you the Euthyphro dilemma.
We would just say what is good is what aligns with God's nature.
Then she needs to pick the other option in the Euthyphro dilemma and say it's good because God says so.
No, that's
or
not.
It's God's.
I don't think.
Or
No,
it's
I don't
God's
think
nature.
that. I don't think that we need to. I don't think that we need to.
Yeah, that doesn't work that
I already
way.
gave you the analogy. If I create a robot, I would know the ins and out of that robot. If I coded the robot, I would know the ins and outs. So if I say this is what's good for the robot, I would be correct in that. I don't understand why
that wouldn't follow.
That. How not?
Because
if I create and I
I can tell you,
something.
I understand, but like you can create something and just be mistaken about whether that would be good, right? Or if you're not mistaken, because you said you can say that this will be good for them, but it doesn't follow that just because you said it was good for the robot that it is therefore good for the robot.
It depends.
No,
like
that's not
that's
what
the
I'm
purpose.
saying.
If the robot has a purpose, an intended purpose, then yes, she would know what is good and bad with regards to that purpose.
If she built the robot,
why are we pretending? So is the argument that you don't believe that God is perfect, like, and you guys aren't like granting me, like you guys aren't being charitable about the Christian worldview?
No, we're talking about the knowledge. It doesn't follow from the knowledge.
Okay.
I was just it doesn't follow that just because you know something that therefore it's like right that you said it.
And my point is,
if we're talking about the Christian God, if we're talking about the God of Abraham, and it's expressed that the God of Abraham is perfect, what are you guys talking about?
well, I want to know by what measure. Okay, so that would include moral perfection. By what measure are you determining God is morally perfect?
I just believe that He's morally perfect.
Right. Well,
if he wasn't perfect, he necessarily would have to be perfect.
Okay, then don't ask me any more questions.
If he wasn't perfect, then he wouldn't be God. Exactly. Like by necessity, he has to be perfect.
Okay,
so you're just stipulating. Well,
So
how is that
what
anything
measure-
other than a mere stipulation?
By what measure?
I agree with Carbon, right? Like God could be perfect, but like that doesn't necessarily entail that what He's giving you as like moral prescriptions is perfect per se. Like
if he's perfect,
then how would he sell you something
Well, that's
wrong
not.
if he's perfect?
Well, that's not exactly what I was saying. Like I'm saying, like if you're
according to his nature, which is perfect.
Wait, go ahead, Carbon.
Wait, okay, this would be like
hold on. Go ahead, Carbon.
Yeah, so when you say God by definition is just perfect, like we can grant that. You just like there's this entity that if it were to exist would be perfect, right? But that's just mere stipulation that the Christian God is perfect, right? Because now you're just stipulating that the Christian God is perfect. Now, if you say say that there is actually, if you're saying that there is actually a God in the actual world, right? If you're saying if there's a God, I guess if we put it into an argument, it's like if there's a God, there's then He's perfect. There is a God, therefore He's perfect, right? Now, when you establish premise 2 that there is a God, you also have to establish that this is the God. This is like a being that is perfect. You have to establish that. You don't just merely stipulate it. Otherwise, you're just defining it into existence.
Well, actually, wait. Hold on.
Not only that,
finally asked the question.
No, I don't understand that. By
We're
definition,
not.
God would be perfect, right?
Yeah, we're
Hold
not
on.
like
Like,
defining it into existence.
I think that kind of is
Obviously, there's other reasons why we know the Christian God is perfect. But when we're just saying God, supplicator, then we're just saying like a perfect necessary being, and we
All right, I'm going to
believe the
explain it.
Christian God is the
exactly.
true God.
J-Rob
I'm
knows
gonna-
what he's talking about here.
I'm going to
In
explain.
general.
I'm going to explain it. I'm going to explain it this way. All right. So let's say God is omnipotent, omniscient, and omnibenevolent. Right. So I'll say, okay, by what criteria, what attributes make him omniscient? He knows everything. Okay, cool. By what criteria is he omnipotent? He can do literally anything. Okay, all right. So that tracks. By what criteria do you, without being tautological, by what criteria did you determine he's morally perfect?
God just would be perfect, right? Like, by definition,
By
that's
what
what we're
criteria?
talking about. When we're talking about God, that's what we mean, right?
Okay, but JC, by what criteria is God all powerful? Or is God all powerful?
So
He can do literally anything. Hold on, I'm talking to JC. So you have a criteria for what it means to be all power, like omnipotent, is that he can do literally anything. That's all powerful. Cool. Omniscient, no problem given a criteria. But somehow, when it comes to omnibenevolent, what is the criteria for determining that he is omnibenevolent? You're just, I could say maximally beautiful, and it's just by decree, and I don't have a criteria for like an objective criteria for beauty.
I mean, if I was a theist, I would just say perfect rationality would be, the criteria, or being incapable of failure of reason, right? Because
that would be
I
omniscient.
understand good to be. Well, I understand good to be like in relation to reasons, right? So if something's perfectly reasonable, it can't be like a failure of reason. They're always going to do what they have more reason to do, right? But like, I'm not sure the Christian will sign off on that.
It almost
because
it almost
that's
sounds
not
like
morality.
He's asking us. It almost sounds like he's asking us to prove that God is perfect and to prove,
or no,
like
no,
or no,
I don't even. Not even that. Just have a criteria.
Just
no,
what we
but
mean
you're
by
literally
God. I don't
asking me like,
understand.
oh, what is the criteria? How do you know he's all perfect? Like,
so
what is
so
yeah,
really quick,
just the criteria.
Yeah, so imagine like imagine we're at a contest and we're trying to find like who's the best debater, right? And so the judges sit down and they're gonna have like a rubric that's gonna dictate like who the best debater is. So let's say this contest is now about a perfect God, right? So you have this like criteria to where like a perfect God's gonna be like on one end, but then an imperfect God's gonna be on the other end. Like, what's the criteria? Like, what makes a perfect God, or what makes an imperfect God? That's what he's asking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that's what we're
Wait,
trying
hold
to
up.
say.
I think one question that'll make it open up.
What would be an example of
Is-
imperfect God?
Yeah, like
Hey.
what would be like? But go ahead, Black Stallion.
Is God's perfection objective or subjective?
They say it's objective.
So it'd be like a fact about reality.
Okay.
Oh.
They say it's objective. So I just like for omnipotence and omniscience, it's real easy to identify what the criteria is for that. But it's like so far, it is only by decree. We are declaring God dogmatically that God is morally perfect, but you have no measure or no criteria for determining better versus worse morality, much less moral perfection. There's no criteria there. It's just a decree.
Do you think that there's anything in the universe that we know that's perfect at all?
Well, it depends. So hang on, I'd have to think about that. But like, there's
Perfect subject to who?
When you say perfection,
you mean morally perfect, or just something that's perfect in general?
Yeah, just
when
something.
when we say perfection, do you mean with respect to my
I'll
stance?
give you an example.
Mm-hmm.
If I take a math test and I get every answer exactly correct,
Okay.
I got a perfect score. So the criteria was how close to 100% do you get right? And if you get 100% right, then it's considered perfect, right? That's the criteria in that case.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
and
Can you
if
think of
you
anything like more abstract that would be considered?
Wait, before anyone else goes, go ahead, Carbon.
yeah, well, like
Carbon
there's
can
two.
answer. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're just talking about stance dependently perfect, then like the answer is just going to be trivial. It's going to be yes, things can be perfect. But if you're talking about stance independently, which is objectively, you're going to get a lot more
Yeah.
problems there.
Yeah. Oh, so you guys can't think of anything that's like objectively perfect?
Like,
you mean morally
like
or
independent of my
anything?
stances?
I personally see perfect
I
as
gave you
subjective,
one.
so
That you would consider
gave you one.
objectively perfect.
I gave you
Like
one.
independent of my stances, I don't even know how to make sense of that.
I gave one already. If you take a math test and get every answer exactly correct,
That would be a stance, Sean.
No, it's because
The
every
reason why it's a stance is
hold on, let
because
me finish.
the teacher took a stance
Let
that
me-
the teacher or you or somebody, they took a stance that this grade 100 is the grade that you're appealing to, right? It could have been 101. It could have been 98, right? And you'd be like, I want you to have a 98 on this test rather than a 100. That's just a stance that somebody took.
What I'm saying is, okay, so fine. The goal is to get as many answers correct as possible. But once you have that goal, that's the criteria for determining perfection, is to get them all right. What I'm asking for something similar when it comes to morality. What is moral perfection?
No, I understand. I was trying to ask to see if anybody on the panel can think of something that they might consider perfect, like maybe in like a shape or like a spear.
So
Are there
really
spears that are
quickly,
perfect?
so are you asking for something that's like, because so the
Objectively
example that
perfect.
Sean gave, I would say, is stance dependently a perfect scenario, quote unquote. Are you asking for something outside of someone's like opinions and wills?
Right. I keep saying like objectively perfect, like a spear, maybe like a cube, something perfect with perfect angles. Can you think of anything?
I mean, how are you going to be using the word perfect here?
Like it's without blemish. There's nothing wrong with it. It's
without error.
Without error?
Right.
I mean, maybe the three classical laws.
Okay. So would anybody argue that there are things in this universe that are perfect?
Within the universe, I don't know about that.
I wouldn't say so.
So you guys don't think that there's anything, so like a sphere that's perfectly round, you don't think that there's a such thing as any
When
sphere?
you say that it's perfectly round, is it stance independently perfectly round?
Well, I think perfect. So that's the thing with math is
Or
that
like a cube, like if they measured the cube, that it would be like perfect in its
I mean, there's
angles.
like Beyonce, but like outside of that, I
Oh
don't
my god, I'm
really know
asking
what
about
it
a
is.
cube. Is there a cube that is perfect in its angles?
Yo, Beyonce hella fine though.
Theoretically,
You know what I mean?
but not stance
Perfectly round,
independently.
right? Coco, perfectly round.
Let me look it up because it's a lot, Lawyer.
All right. I think only theoretically. And the thing is when we say perfect cube, perfect sphere, or perfect math test, I think it's implied in the language and context what people mean by that. Like a perfect math test. Yes, if you want to get technical, yes, you start with a preference as a goal to like get every answer right. But once you establish that objectively, we have a criteria: get as many right as you can, and if you get them all right, it's a perfect paper.
Like
So
like
I'm
we
asking
agree
for the
that
same.
like for example, with
I'm
like
asking
chess,
for
for example, chess.
Yeah,
Chess has like a stance, right? Like the stance is that you should take like the king or whatnot. But and then after you've established that stance, right? There are objective ways to getting that most efficiently. But nonetheless, the rules of chess are stance dependent. So they would be you can play a perfect chess game, but you can't play a perfect stance independently chess game.
And what I'm
Stance
asking,
independently perfect chess game.
yeah, and what I'm asking for is measures the actual criteria or goal for measuring good or bad. And if it's just whatever is God's nature or whatever is God's stance, then you just respond with the first question or the first response in the Euthyphro dilemma.
Well, no. So God's stance isn't I mean, yeah, the
It's not a stance, it's his nature, right?
The Euthyphro dilemma only applies to like God's stance. But again, we're not saying that goodness is indexed to his stance, but rather his
It's
nature.
just
Right?
yeah. So
Oh my
that's a
God, bro.
semantic. That's a
Can I,
semantic.
it's not semantic. If I can finish. All right.
Okay.
So
Then I'll tell you why it's semantic.
so it's not. But by definition, like a man can't like have.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So obviously, like we as limited beings, we can't like create the objective standard, right? The standard is going to be obviously objective beyond human minds. So like we can use like inductive reasoning to, see that, God's like we can use inductive reasoning to see like which concept of God actually fits, our moral intuitions, as well as explains the data that we see within within reality. So we can make an inductive case to show that the Christian God, concepts of love, what I'm saying? We can see that these things are good. Love is self-sacrificial, whereas, we can see that a loving God would be self-sacrificial. So if a God,
I mean, if I took that position on God, I would just say he's not loving.
I'm going to circle back to the first.
Wait. So self-sacrificial isn't loving?
No, I'm going to
that's
circle.
not what I said.
I'm going to circle back. You create. You make
Carbon,
a claim, and then you pivot to a different claim to
Carbon,
make verbal
would
distance.
you
So
say,
I can't
Carbon, though?
refute
I just
the
want to be
first
clear
part.
on what you just said, Carbon. You said
So when I'm talking about like the concept, of love in the way that I understand it, right? There's expectations of love. For example, a child has cancer. If you love that child, you're going to cure them of cancer. Somebody's being raped or trafficked. You love that person. You have the power to stop it. You're going to do it. Those are expectations. It's not logically entailed, obviously, all things considered, but those are expectations.
No,
and
but
obviously,
Carbon,
my concept of love is
Carbon,
going to be wild. Hold on, real quick. My concept of love is going to be wildly in discordance with like the Christian God, for example, but more in accordance with like Vishnu, for example, right? Because other types of gods.
Time out. So you didn't answer my question, or you didn't engage with what I guess I'll present it. When I talk about self-sacrifice, do you agree that that's loving? That's one of the greatest.
Self-sacrifice would be love, but the Christian God did not self-sacrifice.
I didn't ask you that, bro.
Wait, one second, JR.
Well, yeah, you did. You're implying that the Christian God self-sacrificed.
Before you guys, because I feel like you guys are like pivoting from what I was asking. Yep. So the reason why I asked you if you could think of anything that's perfect, and I was looking it up, and it says that certain shapes are considered to be perfect, right? Can something that's not perfect produce something perfect?
Stance independently perfect?
If like say, because I get it, you guys are atheists. Say God is real, God exists, and He created everything. Can something that's not perfect create perfect things?
I have no idea.
Maybe accident.
If at a car factory the machines are working imperfectly, can they create a perfect car?
By the way,
it's logically possible.
I now have objective morality
just
because
like the watchmaker thing, right? Like if you take a watch apart and you shake it 1,000,000 times in a box, that is gonna somehow reassemble.
You're not talking about the Christian God because He created imperfect beings.
All right, so I now have objective morals because I'm a humanist, and I evaluate behaviors with respect to how they affect the well-being of others. And the reason I assess these things is because I've indexed my morality to not my opinion, but my nature. It's in my nature to care about the well-being of others. Bada bing, bada boom. I have objective morality now.
No, that nice try, but that doesn't even work because you're talking about physical things, right? When talking about your human nature, right? Your physical human nature can't.
So what if it's physical?
Oh my
if it's
gosh,
my nature,
can
it's
I
my
freaking
nature.
finish? Like, oh my goodness, can you just?
Oh my god!
I don't know what we let you finish. You said the stupid thing that you said. Now I'm showing you how dumb it is. Just relax.
No, you only think it's dumb because of the Dunning-Kruger effect.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, go ahead, J-Rob, and then I'll have Padre Guapo go.
Right. So you're applying non-physical concepts to or non-physical like oughts, right? Prescriptions to physical things, right? This is called an is-ought fallacy. Just because something is
My
harmful.
nature's physical.
The human nature is.
No, human nature is a concept.
No, human nature obviously is it's a concept that is a physical.
It's also irrelevant whether it's physical or not physical.
It is okay. How's it irrelevant?
So God's nature. So if it's indexed to God's nature, it's objective. But if it's indexed to anyone else's nature, it's
God's
not. It's
nature-
not. That's special pleading.
God's nature is unchanging. It's
Unchanging has
universal,
nothing to do with objective or
whereas,
subjective.
The human nature
Universal
according to
has
y'all.
no
Oh my
bearing
gosh, what is wrong with this guy?
Objective or subjective.
Sean, you got to stop over talking.
You gotta let him get through.
God's nature is immaterial, so and it's universal, unchanging, versus the human nature is instantiated like in this physical realm, right? It's composed of parts. You know what I'm saying? So you can't like prescribe moral oughts which are non-physical to just physical components if you don't have the necessary nature.
Can I also chime in here quickly, Sean?
Wait. Go Padre Guapo, then Missy, and then.
Oh, well, I'll let Sean go after Padre.
Oh, I was going to say, Sean, if you want something that gives you like some mathematical proof towards like an ought being like the most stable, coherent thing as opposed to other things, you can follow my link in bio and look at the Codex framework. Okay. Well, I'm right now in this conversation, but all right. So a few things that have nothing to do with.
Check out the link in bio in Padre Guapo's bio. And
I synthesized internal reflective cognition. So yeah. So material versus immaterial.
I'm sorry. That's the dopest fucking name I've seen.
Yeah. Wait. Can you give me a TLDR for that, Padre?
Thanks, Carmen.
That's dope as hell.
So material versus immaterial has nothing to do with objective versus subjective. Unchanging versus unchanging has nothing to do with objective versus subjective. Being composed of parts has nothing to do with being objective or subjective. For example, if I have no hair, my head is objectively bald. However, that could change. I could use Rogaine or pills or what have you and grow some hair back, and now I'm no longer bald.
What is bald indexed to? Is that
the definition?
What it would be? Would it be objective or would it be a stance?
If things are objective, they're definitionally so. So, for example, being bald is defined as having no hair. Or frozen is defined as being, something being in a solid state, like something that's otherwise a liquid in ambient conditions is in a solid state.
But that's to say that words only have one definition.
No, I mean, you can use a different definition that is subjective, but if you use a different definition of a word, you're technically using a different word, only with the same spelling and phonetic sound. Okay.
I mean, obviously, I still find that any time that you're going to say, like, I have objectives, I'm just going to say it's stance dependent. Because even if you were to say, it's within my nature, I would say that's just axiomatic. Like,
I think when most Christians say objective morality, they just mean subjective morality, but they don't know that that's what they mean.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Missy, you agree some things are objective, right?
I admit under standard things can be objective, yes. But if you're asking me about morality at all, no, it's all standard.
No. I agree with you. I agree with you there. And when I said that about my nature, so there's a semantic game that Christians will play and say, "Oh no, it's not God's state.
God's nature."
Yeah, it's within His nature. That's why I said, okay, well, caring about well-being is in my nature, and I index my morality to it. So bada bing, bada bang, I have objective morality too, just because I changed. No, yeah, I agree. Subjective. Being in some, indexing it to someone's nature is subjective. I agree.
No, your nature.
That's to misunderstand the Christian position.
Thank you.
And then, I mean, like the bigger point is like my understanding of nature is just the set of like all essential properties, right? Yeah. And then how do you logically entail the set of all essential properties of God? For example, his omnipotence, his omniscience. And then derive from that via some sort of deductive argument some sort of moral statement, which is that this is what ought happen, or this is what you ought do, or this is what God is good based on these properties. Right? I've never seen any argument like that. It's just it seems to be merely stipulated by like a lot of theists, but not like justified.
No, yeah, and by the way, if it's like something is objectively good if it's in God's nature, so then his nature is irrelevant. It would be good if his nature is to be a sadistic, cruel jerk off. Then it would be good to be a sadistic, cruel jerk off.
That wouldn't be God. Like, I don't get what you're not understanding.
It doesn't matter what name you give him. I get. So if it wouldn't be God, so what? He would just be God, a different God.
Just say the word creator of the universe.
No, it's not a different God.
Yeah,
it's not God at all. That would be a false God.
Can you have an evil? Can you have a sadistic creator?
No.
Where's the logical contradiction in having a sadistic, all-knowing, all-powerful creator of the universe? What's the contradiction there?
You'd have to motivate evil being substantive, my friend.
No, not really. I just said cruel and sadistic. I didn't. Okay, so I might have said evil. What would be the logical contradiction in having a sadistic, cruel creator of the universe who is all-knowing and all-powerful? And would that God be good?
Again, you'd have to motivate that these things are a unique substance unto themselves and aren't like existent parasitically on its opposition.
Or you could just answer my question.
And its positive property. That is answering the question, right?
If you believe in subjective
because I have to
morality,
assume. I'm sorry. I have to assume that like being sadistic or any of these negative properties have unto themselves and their own ontology, which means they're substantive in their own right.
No,
and I don't accept the presupposition, so you're going to have to motivate it in such a way for me to grant that presupposition that these particular like constituents are substantive and meaningful, right? Because as it stands right now, you haven't. You're positing something that most likely exists parasitically on its opposition, which is instead of sadisticness.
So Sean, you mean by cruel, you just mean willing to cause like pain and suffering, right?
Yeah. So here, how about this instead? So I can avoid the word games. I'm not going to use this. So instead of using the word sadistic, I'm just going to use the Oxford Dictionary definition. What would be the contradiction in an all-knowing, all-powerful creator of the universe having a nature that derives pleasure from inflicting pain, suffering, or humiliation on others?
Because we also believe that he's all good, so he wouldn't.
Right, and if the all-knowing, all-powerful creator of the universe had the nature of deriving pleasure from inflicting pain, suffering, and humiliation on others, he would not be a good God, according to you, right, Belle?
Yeah, I would believe he was.
Okay, good. Then that means that deriving pleasure from inflicting pain, suffering, and humiliation on others is in itself bad, independent of any God.
Yes, but we can argue that that could just be like my opinion. Like if we were talking to a psychopath, they might think it's a good thing.
Yeah, it is your opinion, and because you're a normal person who has empathy and doesn't like those things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. So
but I thought most atheists, like you guys, believe in like subjective morality. So what if like there was a psychopath or a sociopath that thought that it was
most atheist philosophers are more realist, actually.
I think am I the only moral anti-realist up here?
I've yet to hear anybody make a good argument for it.
But Belle, you understand what you just unwittingly acknowledged is that according to you, God, you think the God that you believe exists now is good. However, if that God was the creator of the universe who is all-knowing and all-powerful and derived pleasure from inflicting pain, suffering, and humiliation on others, he would be a bad God, right?
Yeah, in my opinion, he would be a bad God.
Okay. Well, then there you go. So I don't need God to know that deriving pleasure from inflicting pain, suffering, and humiliation on others, although I use the word no, it's really just my stance. if you're assessing within yourself that God is good by certain criteria, like not inflicting pain on others unnecessarily, etc., if you have that criteria, then it is your subjective opinion that God is good.
Yeah, it's my subjective opinion that God is good.
There you go.
Well, what's wrong to conceding to that?
No, that's good, because you've acknowledged that moral stances are subjective. That's what they are. Debate's been about the whole time.
No, I think that it's objective, but I feel like as a human being, I have subjective morality.
Okay, so if God has a stance that is otherwise subjective, it becomes objective?
You said if he has a stance. I don't think that God has like subjective morality.
Can I try to understand? Are you saying that
Go for it.
that God's objective, but you can only access that subjectively?
What do you mean?
So are you saying
Like,
that? Are you saying that? Let's say God is like the balance beam.
So I think, from my perspective as a Christian, I believe that God is perfect. I believe that his morality is objective, right? I don't think that I'm perfect, right? Like, I could have like a best friend that's also claims to be Christian, and they may think it's okay to sleep with people's husbands, right? And I could think that it's wrong. Which one would you say is right or wrong?
That wouldn't matter to me.
Why wouldn't it matter?
Because I wasn't asking. I was asking you a question of trying to understand your position.
What's confusing about what I said?
I was just trying to repeat it. It was so God's perfect and objective, but because you're human and imperfect, you can only access it subjectively. That's what I said.
No, that means that like my morality is kind of like it's imperfect. And I believe that imperfect morality is subjective.
That's what I was. So when I'm talking about,
y'all think y'all saying the same thing.
I know we are. I'm just trying
to. How you're saying it sounds funny, I guess.
Like sometimes I do that.
Yeah, like I don't understand what I said that was confusing.
No, I was just clarifying it for like my brain stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, well, ask J Rob then. Maybe he
we're saying morality is objective. Our perception of morality is subjective. So, like, yeah, something might be right.
No, that's exactly what I thought was being said, but I had to double check and just clarify.
You just have to affirm content externalism, J Rob. Right?
You said what?
That's it. You just have to affirm content externalism, right? Our thoughts are derived from external references, which mean our moral stances are derived from external references.
Yeah, but then you're going to commit him to the belief that God doesn't exist then.
Oh, no. Followed consistently, you get to God.
Really?
Yeah.
You think God can exist without an external world?
It employs something called disjunctive metaphysics. So it's placing things within modal hierarchies.
Okay. Have you talked to Jack Angstrike about it? Because he got.
I've talked to J Mike about it.
Never talked to Jack Angstrike about anything.
I haven't talked. I don't know who that is.
Because Jack is the one who like runs that argument where semantic internalism.
Yeah, he's also
is true.
Radio.
Do you guys know what happened a couple years back?
What happened?
Atheists don't care about that.
Those allegations are false.
What?
Sorry, my federal inmate number prohibits me from interacting with individuals who play with children.
Oh yeah, no, there was screenshots, and like for me, it was confirmed via like.
I heard they were fake.
Carbon, you can find if you follow the link in my bio. I have a GitHub repository that has the entire argument laid out.
Everyone, go check that link out.
Is it like code?
Well,
I'll check it out.
Part of it is, but it has the actual codex paper, so you can read it.
Plug.
I meant to ask how much. What do you want me to call you, Padre, or your old name?
You guys can call me Tim. It's fine.
But
I can lay out the structuralist argument for you if you like.
No, I was gonna ask you like a very off-topic question about.
Shoot.
You know that I've been like on the fence with property dualism. I
Yeah,
am.
you know I don't like proper. I don't like dualism of any kind.
Well, I'm still going through it, and I can't tell. I've started going through Merleau-Ponty's. I think I told you, like, the argument against Cartesian dualism.
Before it gets off track, I need clarification on how we derive morality from the outside.
External reference?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it just be like you just be a moral objectivist and it would be like moral facts exist in the world, or it's just some kind of like characteristic of the world?
But morality in and of itself, like, is not like a physical thing.
Well, I mean, maybe. I mean, you could argue behaviorism. You could say, like, it's inherently harmful for people to go around raping people. And, like, clearly, like, all life is thriving for, like, the benefit of itself and, like, the benefit of everybody for the most part. And so rape would be, like, some kind of physical, like, negative.
What makes it inherent, though?
Like that you just can't have pro-tanto reasons to pursue pain or something like that. All else equal, it's just not even possible or something like that. That's the arguments I've heard, at least. Like, you can't pursue pain without some other pro-tanto reason to like counteract it. It's actually not even possible to do that. So that's the nature of pain is just that you have pro-tanto reasons to avoid it.
Yeah, and all of life gears
I just
towards
disagree with
pleasure.
that.
Coming from like a Christian perspective, or like, let's do like coming from I don't know how to put it, a Christian framework. There are things that are considered immoral that are never derived from pain. In that instance, how do you derive? But it goes back to the same question: how do you derive morality from physicalism, or the physical world?
Or like content externalism?
Like in any like moral system, there has to be some relation to the moral facts and natural facts if you want to be coherent. Like any Christian. Even if you're an idealist, there has to be like some sort of relation. The question is what that relation is, right?
So I need to like preface this by saying my perspective is I'm a structural theist, right? And so that minimal structure is triune, right? So in the CE thesis, the thought content that we have depends on relations external to the world. And then moral judgments are a type of thought. And since moral judgments depend on relations beyond the self, their reference are equally external.
So, like, for example, don't take the Lord's name in vain, or don't, like, these are things that you don't derive anything from the physical world, but yet you're calling it immoral to do so. Are you following like what I'm getting at?
Yes, yeah, and so in my worldview, there's a differentiation, right? So like the idea of like do not take the Lord's name in vain, even though like you're like, oh, there's no referent structure, like intelligibility forcing structure and structure being identifiable is what allows that statement to be true as a moral ought. So like you don't speak against necessity or in a way that denotes necessity as something other than, right? That would be akin to taking the Lord's name in vain, right? You don't speak untruth about truth.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I hear what you're saying, but I'm not able to tie that to the justification of absolute morality or a more objective morality.
Moral propositions are just alignment oriented, honestly. And under structuralism, you would have like one, absolute alignment, perfect contingent instantiation, and then there would be derivations toward it, right? So moral propositions are always in reference to the perfect structure within contingency, but then you have like almost perfect contingent instantiations like polytheism, moral subjectivism, and stuff like that. It becomes predicted.
You'll have to do a TLDR on that, or dumb it down a little bit, because I'm
I
not
was about to
following.
ask for what do you mean by structuralism, so I can have a better grasp.
So like in structuralism, like instead of particulars, right? Those particulars, like we say that there's goodness. Goodness is indexed to something, right? And that's something we would consider structural in nature. So it doesn't necessarily have to be concrete in form. It can be abstract, like numbers and stuff like that. But the structure is what is underlying, as opposed to like substance. Substance presupposes structure.
Interesting.
Can't have a triangle without 3 points. It's the first shape.
No. Anyone got a challenge for that?
No.
What about a dot?
My brain is like occupied by this Pokemon game. I'm thinking of strategy.
So what's the limit you can get those things to? Like 50, right?
I'm not sure actually. I'm playing Pokemon Black, and my highest level Pokemon is a Mandibuzz, and it's level 71. So I'm not sure what the highest level is. Probably 99.
I think it's 100.
Maybe it's 100.
So, Belle, do you want to talk about the natural problem of evil? That was the second thing that we talked about.
Run it.
We can talk about the problem of evil, and then we could talk later about what the hell that was about.
What?
I'll talk to you later about it. But anyway, what did you want to talk about with the problem of evil?
I think last time we were talking about it, you basically said that it was some kind of misunderstanding. I forgot the word that you used. I think you called it a nomad, something like that. I forgot the word that you used to be exact, but you said that we basically have a misunderstanding of what natural evil is, which is why we always argue about, which is why it's like always some kind of misunderstanding. You used a particular word to explain it.
Oh, I know.
But we were talking about the natural problem of evil, and I was talking about like how natural disasters and all those other things could be considered as natural evils, and you were saying like, no, it's not, and etc.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't think that we should be calling natural evils evil because there's no moral agency behind it. So like, for example, like when there's a flood, right? The flood has no intent to harm people, but people perceive the flood to be bad because people
They're
may
saying
have
like it shouldn't happen, like the flood shouldn't happen or something like that. That's just what they mean by evil.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like the after effects, like
Why
a
not?
tornado. Well, like
Yeah, because like if like we can imagine like a world in which like if like I don't know, it's flooding here in Hawaii right now, right? Like I could just imagine a world where we're capable of stopping it, that we just would. So like in that sense, we're like, okay, the flood shouldn't be happening. There's like a very clear sense in which we're talking about like if we were capable of stopping it, we would, right?
No, so the point that I'm making is that like calling it evil is putting like, because evil and good, there's a moral connotation to that. So calling it evil makes it like misleading because it just happens, right? Like a flood just happens,
Yeah.
a tornado just happens, but people perceive it to be evil because maybe there were casualties.
Well, yeah,
as a
because
part
like,
of it.
well, we really quick. So
And-
like, because like when it comes to morality, right? Morality is ultimately about like what ought happen and what ought not happen, right? So it's more in reference to that. Like, a world without tornadoes would probably be, like, more, beneficial. But that's sort of referring to, like, subjective morality. But, like, I guess the idea is, like, a tornado ought not happen, given that it takes lives, destroys property, and all sorts of stuff. So it'd be, like, a evil thing.
Yeah, like if we're using it in the theistic context, like if God holds the belief that like this hurricane that's like hitting Florida or something shouldn't like unalive these people and these children and all that, right? Then that's just like it's just obviously something that shouldn't happen. Like it would be objectively true that it shouldn't happen, right? And under that sense, that's what we would just call evil, right?
No, so the whole point that I'm making is that I feel like evil is a misnomer. Like you just call it evil because you feel like it's bad. It's your opinion, right? But there's no moral agency behind like these natural disasters. So whenever they're having these conversations about like the point of evil, that's what the main thing that they'll bring up. Like they'll be like, oh, why is there cancer? As if like cancer isn't like a natural process. Like I'm pretty sure like isn't cancer like or some versions
Some
of
is
cancer,
like genetic, yeah.
right? Like it's due to like mutations.
I think they're mainly just saying like when they call it natural evil, they're just saying things like when God looks at like this cancer, this genetic cancer, right? He affirms that it shouldn't happen, right? This is it would be better. Well, more specifically, it would be better if this wasn't happening to this cancer patient rather than if it was, right? It would be better if it wasn't happening rather than it currently being so. And that's just what they mean by evil. Because in this case, it's going to be indexed to, it's not their feelings. The internal critique is going to be indexed to God's affirmations, his nature, whatever, however you want to catch out good there or evil.
I mean, but good and evil is only indexed to like agents. So like when we're talking about like events, like there is no like good or evil with non-agents.
Maybe I disagree.
Yeah, it would be indexed to the agent of God, right? God believes that the hurricane shouldn't happen. Right?
No, but we're saying
so therefore
like,
he believes
actions.
that the hurricane is evil.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's not an evil. Like an agent performing an action, right, would be good or evil. Like whatever they do, they choose to do with their own agency would be good or evil. So when you're saying like an event occurring, there's no good and evil with regards to just an event.
Does God believe any natural thing shouldn't happen?
It shouldn't happen. Like
I wouldn't say that because he's the creator of calamities.
Right, like anything that like happens, or of course, like God allows it to happen for some reason.
I'm not asking like whether he allows it. I'm asking, does he believe it shouldn't happen?
Like
things considered.
I don't think
like an event, like an event.
Yeah, like a hurricane or a child getting cancer or something like that. Does he think any of that stuff shouldn't happen?
I'm saying there's no event that shouldn't happen, right? Anything that happens, like as far as events, they should happen in this, and like giving your semantics here.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like when he's bringing up the problem of natural evil, right? The argument just turns on whether God believes that the child with cancer should have that cancer or not. And if your position is that, it should happen for, some purpose or whatever, right? Then there's no natural problem of evil, right? Because that should happen. That's a good thing for that, or it serves some like greater purpose for that child or something like that, or like somebody else.
Well, I don't know. So that's the whole point, right? Like, I don't know if it's a good or bad thing that someone has cancer. If it's
it's not. It's the thing itself is not good or bad.
Right, right.
The reason God allows it is good.
Oh, I don't.
What?
Like
I don't know about
he
that
allows
one.
it.
I'm just saying. No,
I'm saying God,
well, you just said earlier, like you said earlier,
God
everything
all
should
things,
happen.
I'm saying God wills all things like together for like some greater good.
Yeah, but you said earlier, I don't know if maybe you can revise it because you said earlier every event, every natural event should happen.
No, I'm saying God allows it to happen. Like as far as like if you're just saying that it,
I'm not
it should
asking,
happen.
I'm not asking about the allowing.
Because I could have sworn you said like, I mean maybe I misunderstood or there's a miscommunication.
No. Let me rephrase.
But it sounded like you said wait, just real quick. It sounded like you said God God says it should happen for a reason. Is that not what you said?
Yeah. Well, that's what you said. I'm responding to what you said.
No, I thought that's what you said, and that's the reason why I said okay. Then yeah, if that's the semantics you're using, then yeah, God has good
If I'm saying
reasons to.
when as a child with like natural cancer or like there's a natural hurricane or something like that, right? God either believes that it shouldn't happen or he doesn't believe that, right? So if he believes that it shouldn't happen, right? That's just like when people are deploying this problem of natural evil. That's just what they mean by this thing is evil. So you'd have to use the argument presenter's terms in the way that they're using it. But if you want to take away the word evil and just say things like it shouldn't happen, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. So what I was responding to is what you responded to, which was you said all natural events should happen, right? Which then follows that if a child has natural cancer, they should have that cancer or something like that. Which there's a lot of Christians who hold that view. They're like, okay, well, this serves some greater good. You're in God's plans or something. I don't like the word for like it's a bullet to bite, obviously.
Yeah, I don't like the word should here. I feel like that should is doing a lot of like heavy. So
but does he believe it shouldn't happen?
No, I wouldn't say that, because I just think it's a natural process under the laws of our universe, because we are because of our genetics, because we're constantly reproducing. There's gonna be like deformities, like there's gonna be cancer, there's gonna be things of that nature. And
is God like indifferent to it? Because like way I understand it, God either believes it shouldn't happen. Yeah, like he either believes that the child with cancer, that shouldn't happen, it should happen, or he's indifferent to it.
I wouldn't say that he's indifferent to our suffering.
That means he either thinks that it should happen or it shouldn't happen.
I think it just happens.
Unless there's some fourth option I'm not considering.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of I'm perfectly fine biting the bullet, because like just because God says it should happen doesn't mean that God is like God has any pleasure in it happening. Like
why do we keep using the word should?
Because
God has normative commitments.
If God thinks it shouldn't happen, then it's not going to happen, right? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
I just feel like it just happens. Like it's natural processes. It just happens. Like if I drop a pen on the ground, it's gonna hit the floor. Like if I just let go of a pen, it's gonna hit the floor. Why?
Yeah, but if you think it shouldn't hit the floor, you're gonna try to catch it, right?
Yeah, I guess if I don't want it to hit the floor, then I'm gonna try.
Unless you have some counter reason to do so. But all things considered, you think it shouldn't hit the floor, right?
No, I just wouldn't want it to hit the floor. So if there's an instance for some reason I don't want the pen to hit the floor, I'm going to try to stop it from hitting the floor. Does it?
That's what shouldn't.
But I have a question, Carbon. Am I a worse person morally for allowing it to hit the floor if it was just going to hit the floor anyway?
If you knew that it would be a worse outcome, right? For it hitting the floor, right? And you had the overwhelming ability to stop it, then that would make you a worse person. Yeah, my view. This is how is this any different from well, yeah, if you see Captain America, he's walking down the street and there's somebody graping someone, right? And he's I could stop it, but I'm just gonna keep walking. I'm be like that. Well, he's not Captain America anymore, you know.
Right. Is it God's responsibility to stop that person from graping someone else, or is it our responsibility to stop that person from graping somebody else?
He thinks it shouldn't happen.
Yeah, he doesn't believe that people should be graping other people. That's true. But is it his moral responsibility to stop it instantaneously?
If he believes it shouldn't happen, then it would be he because he's an agent and he's rational, he would be rationally committed to do so. And that's just what I understand, responsibility, right? It's you have this sort of commitment.
Cool. So if I go, so there's two things. So if I go and I look up the definition of all powerful or all good, right? It means that if you are all good, you have to stop evil instantaneously.
Means you're opposed to evil, yeah, and opposition is a
and
normative
you must
stance.
act instantaneously. That's what it's going to say when I look it up.
Yeah, well, look, it's not what it's going to say. That's what follows from it.
Based on your opinion.
Well, I can do the conceptual analysis. If we understand, we understand good to be in opposition to evil, right? And opposition means something normative. It doesn't just mean something like, it means something about what evil's relation to you as an agent, right? That's just what it means to be like good and evil and stuff like that. It's a relation to an agent in this context that you're talking about, right? So opposition to evil means in some possible world you would act to stop it. Now, because we're limited agents, obviously as a limited agent, we can't stop all evils, right? But like if there's in every possible world, or if you're all powerful, then there's no possible world in which you can prevent the thing from occurring, right? Like there's at least one possible world, in which you can prevent the thing from occurring.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's all I'm saying.
True.
Like,
but like based on
there's
Aristotle, there was something else I was going to say about that. But anyway, so based on what Aristotle says, right? Like he's a grandfather of philosophy. He says that like in order to be a moral agent and in order to be morally responsible, you have to have like agency. So it's like it's up to the grapist, and then you could say like us who are around to prevent the grapes from happening. Like you guys are putting like a lot of like moral responsibility on things that God isn't personally doing.
But is God around?
I like around.
You said it's us around, but is God around? Like, well, I mean, like whether he's around or not, it's like a metaphysical question. But like, nonetheless, it's true that he could stop it. So why?
No,
like
I was saying like moral responsibility is going to be on us, right? Because God is let's say God is morally responsible for protecting like morally significant free will. So then by definition he wouldn't be able to like intervene if intervening would violate that morally significant free will. So he's not morally responsible to like you said, stop all these evils.
Yeah, so
because then he would be possessing us, right? Like, would you rather him like possess?
Yeah, if by possess the grapist you mean stop the grapist, then yeah.
Well, just think about it like this. Like, I don't want like if you're in a relationship, like you don't want your spouse to cheat on you, right? And let's say she was about to cheat on you, right? You could either like let's say you try to convince her and she just ignores you, right? You are powerful enough to take her against her will. But do you think that would contradict your nature of being good?
No, I'm not powerful enough to stop her in any permissible means. Right? There's a possible world in which there's a permissible way for me to stop her. I'm just not in that world. Right? Like we're talking about the logical space here. If I'm omnipotent,
there's no possible
right? There's
world. I'm just saying, like, there's no possible world where she has morally significant freedom and she wants to use that morally significant freedom to cheat on you. There's no
there is.
There's no
You can make yes, there is. Is there like I can make all other people that she could possibly cheat ugly as fuck, right? And she would still like have right because she would keep her free will, and they would all be extremely ugly as fuck, right?
No, that would still violate the morally significant free will.
How?
You're making it to where she does not have a moral significant choice, right? So if the only choice that she like, let's say all of her desires are towards some light-skinned dude that looked like Barack Obama, all right, and then Carbon is there, and then a bunch of ugly dudes, right? She's not making a morally significant choice because you're the only.
Are you
real
calling me
choice.
ugly? Hold on, I know you ain't calling me ugly.
No, I say you look like Barack Obama.
This motherfucker. All right. So wait, okay. So if you're gonna say that, then you're gonna be committed to the view that like if I had like a wife, and then let's say I knew that she was attracted to some, person or whatever, and I just didn't want her to cheat. Just like I don't think she's gonna cheat, but like just to prevent her from cheating, I give her some fact about this person. It's a fact. It's a true fact. And that is that he has like some sort of STD or something like that. And that's definitely going to like, I don't know, like very strongly deter her away from, you know, cheating on me with this person. Did I violate her free will?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You said you given a fact about the man.
Yeah, there's an attractive person, and I don't want her to cheat on me with, and I know that he has an STD. She doesn't, right? Or something like that. So I just tell her, yeah, he has an STD. Did I violate her free will because now she's no longer attracted to him?
Well, that's still not a violation of the free will because, excuse me, because like, are you saying that you did it? And like,
I didn't give him an STD. No,
because that's what. No. I mean, like, I'm sorry. All right. So I'm in and out. So when I'm thinking about like God, right? God has set the.
Like, yeah, like that person got an STD, but I feel like what Carbon's most likely like referring to is like the instance of Jonah, right? Like how even though God did not possess Jonah and force him to go to the city,
he just kind of like caused the storm, and
Well, yeah. So
that's a lot more. That's a lot more
so what
forceful.
I'm
Like he
saying
couldn't even
is
use his
like-
agency to go to Tarshish.
Like what I'm saying is like God set up the parameters where we have morally significant free will, where He can intervene at times if there's some necessary reason for it, I guess, right? But He can't intervene like at every given time because there wouldn't be morally significant free will. So there's certain avenues or certain situations, we can intervene in certain ways, but we can't like complete like you get what I'm saying? Like there's certain things He can intervene on, but other things He can't, right?
Yeah.
Just
Well,
depending on the
all I'm saying is
circumstances.
that there's possible ways I can think of in like most scenarios, if not all, where me or God can do the exact same action, and it wouldn't be violating the free will of the agent, right? The example I always use, I don't know if you've heard this one, where it's like the P3DO, he's in the van, right? And he's about to go to, pick up like some child and abduct them, right? All you have to do as an agent is remove his spark plug, and that's going to dismotivate him. And then for the rest of his life, he's never going to try it again, right? Why couldn't God also take out that spark plug or make the spark plug not work?
That's what I'm trying to like harp on. Like that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. It's like okay, you as a parent, right? You tell a kid don't touch the stove, and then you walk around the corner and you see him about to touch the stove, right? More than likely, you're
use the one that I gave you.
Well, no, because I want you to understand like what I'm saying. And then you get...
wait, let me hop in real quick. But like ultimately, I mean, I think what's being said is that there's a lot that could be done before someone's free will is inhibited, right? So like let's say that you have a girlfriend, she's about to cheat on you, and the guy has STDs, right? I could tell her that the guy has STDs, and she'd still have free will. I could destroy the car so she can't drive the car, and she'd still have free will. I could lock the door, and technically she could unlock it, and she'd still have free will. There's a lot you can do before she loses all of her free will. So like, why doesn't God step in?
Right.
There's a lot
I'm
he could
trying
do
to
before
explain.
free will gets
I'm trying to explain this. I'm trying to explain it. Like I'm saying that God knows all the parameters that we don't know. Right. So when I'm using my analogy of, hey, you tell the kid not to touch the stove, right, and then you walk away, but you're still looking at him, and he's about to touch the stove, right? Most people would stop the kid from touching the stove, right?
Yeah.
But if you had this like advanced knowledge, right, like just divine knowledge, and you just knew that if he didn't like upon his own freedom touch the stove on his own, right, then he would end up like growing up to be like an immoral monster where he started torturing.
Listen, I agree with those. Like I've heard that.
Okay, but just let me just like make my point, right? So in most cases, like God would say, hey, don't touch the stove, right? But in this case, or in most cases, God would say, oh, like you're saying, like cause something to happen to intervene and cause him not to touch the stove. But because God has this divine knowledge, right, he allows certain things to occur, right, because it would violate this principle that would end up like causing more evil in the long run. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then what you're saying there is that when we look at some action that wasn't prevented, then we have a belief that it should have been prevented, but that belief is going to be a false belief, right? It actually should have been allowed, right? Like Epstein's Island, I know we probably talk about that, but like you and me have this strong intuition that that island situation should have been prevented, but you're saying God. Wait, hold on. So you're saying God had like this advanced foreknowledge and he knew all the things about the island such that, hold on, like I know you disagree. Let me finish. You good. So like he has like this advanced foreknowledge and that motivates his reason to not like intervene in these cases. When those cases, right, those are not gratuitous evils, right? In which case we're not justified in the belief that they should be prevented. And therefore we're making an uninformed decision or uninformed calculation or moral proposition by saying it should have been prevented. That's all I'm saying.
And I'm saying no. I'm saying that it should be prevented, but God, again, God is God would be violating morally significant free will by him preventing it, right? So it should be prevented by, humanity like us, right? Whereas like, we got so many people who will go crazy and start riots about, some pew-pewing, but are silent and just not doing anything about this type of stuff. So, we have moral responsibility to try to do what we can. Whereas God, he would be violating morally significant free will by doing so.
Are we obligated to violate morally significant free will, humans?
So
in those instances,
we wouldn't be violating morally significant free will because we are using morally significant free will.
Does God have morally significant free will?
I wouldn't say so. No, God is like perfect in his nature, so he doesn't have to like choose between good and evil.
So he doesn't make choices?
No, I said you said morally significant.
He only chooses between goods.
No, you said moral significant free will. So
morally significant free will is the ability to choose between goods and evils, right?
Right, with significance, right?
Okay, so he doesn't have morally significant free will. We have morally significant free will. I don't. Is that the view?
Oh, yeah. You're a little bit quiet.
You're like background noise.
But you have a lot of background noise, yeah. Give us 1 sec.
Let me know.
You're a little bit quiet, but you also have a lot of background noise.
I don't think it's possible.
The next question I was going to ask is like, if we have morally significant free will, but God doesn't have morally significant free will, and God is perfect, and given that he doesn't lack any positive qualities, and it's the case that morally significant free will is a positive quality, then it follows that God isn't perfect.
No. So this is actually a flaw, right? Because we can do evil. So this isn't a great making property. This is
God designed us with a flaw?
Yeah, of course. We're not perfect.
Wait, God designed us with a flaw?
We're not perfect. We're limited.
Can I say something?
How is it a flaw if he intended for it to be the case?
Like we're talking about in virtue of like
right, exactly.
goodness?
It's determined.
Wait, hold on real quick.
In virtue of goodness, like God is a perfect being. We're imperfect beings. So just by definition, we have flaws. But like if we're saying that, we're not saying a flaw in the same sense. Like God designed us perfectly how he wanted us to, right? We glorify God, right? But are we God? No, we're not God. We bear the image of God.
I mean, you don't have to be God in order for us to like him to just create us with this sort of sense of free will in which we only choose between competing goods.
No, I'm saying.
What is the sense of free will then? What is the sense of free will? Oh, it's actually a debate. Sorry, between you two.
Just for a little bit, and then eventually I'll get
it's
to the
open
other
panel.
panelists.
It's
It's fine.
open panel.
Oh, I thought it was a discussion.
Yeah, it's a discussion,
I'll
but
take you out, baby.
they were going at it for a bit, and let's let them finish, and then we'll get to the other people.
Oh, wow. Okay. No problem.
Yeah, just a little bit. Go ahead, guys.
Any terms of services, I'll call them out for it. Like, my terms of like straw man, this, that, nonsense, so I'll just call it out when I see it.
That works.
That's okay. Perfect. I mean, Coco's kind of making shit happen right now. He's making on the thousands of channels. You know, you can only imagine what I have to say and what y'all have to say, right?
Oh yeah, but yeah, give us a second.
I mean,
But J-Rob, what were you saying? And Carbon, what were you guys saying?
I forgot what he said.
Yeah, I'm saying like, because God gave us what is apparently a better property, right? For he obviously believes that it's better for us to have morally significant free will rather than us to not have morally significant free will. And the not morally significant free will, which is some sort of sense of free will that he has, which is the only ability to choose between competing goods. He didn't want to give us that. He thought it was better that we have the ability to choose like evil for some reason. I don't know why, but like let's just stipulate that as true, right?
Well, yeah.
If it's better for us, I guess there's a few objections there, but like from my perspective, it seems like if he thinks that it's better for us to have this morally significant free will, it seems like he would just be indifferent to evil from there. And the reason, what motivates that is like, I mean, imagine you had some sort of, I don't know, random number generator that can oscillate between like 1 and 2 or something like that, right? And you say, I really, really, really like the number 1. I love the number 1. I hate the number 2. So what I could do is create like a random number generator that goes between, 1, 1, and then 0 and 1, but never produces the number 2. But there's something valuable for some reason about a random number generator that oscillates between 1 and 2. In that case, I don't understand how I hate the number 2, right? How I'm opposed to the number 2 there.
Oh, I mean, this is simple. I mean, just I get what you're trying to say. So ultimately, it's like God. He desires. God is a loving being. So he, when he creates, like agents, right? It's for the purpose of love, right? And in order to have love, you have to be able to choose between, God and things that are not God, right? Just like that. That's a requirement for this perfect relation of love.
So you say it would be inconsistent with love
for the ability to like separate from the object that you want to love. All right.
Okay, so it would be inconsistent with love for him to create beings that freely only choose to do the goods.
Well,
that he knows would freely only choose to do the good.
That have never had the opportunity to separate from him.
Well, they have the opportunity, right? They just never would.
They are, well, no, they would never have the opportunity.
How would that be possible though? Like if you're a causal agent.
How would what be possible?
Like if you're a causal agent, do you think it's possible for in the universe that we exist in for there to be causal agents and no harm or pain or suffering at all?
It's logically possible.
I mean, it's not logically impossible. Yeah, it's a lot. There's no contradiction.
Like, okay, like say I had no intent behind it. I just happened to throw I don't know, a penny outside of the Empire State Building, right? And then it lands on somebody's head and it kills them. That's a terrible thing that happened, right?
Yeah, I mean that's the actual world. That's our current physics that God designed.
Right.
But he could have designed it to where the penny just falls right through you, right?
Oh, wait,
but that's why I asked, in our current reality. That's what I asked.
Oh wait, really quick, Steelman, if you're in here, you got flagged. For some reason, TikTok flagged you.
What did he get flagged? What did he say?
Oh, I don't know. Steal it. TikTok flags you. I don't know what happened.
Looked like he was inhaling substances, I think.
Okay, they don't like light skinned people. I'm gonna get out of here then. All right. J Rob don't like light skinned people either. That's crazy. He called me Obama.
Right.
Wait, if I can just say, when it comes to morally significant free will, right? God intervened in the Bible. So does that not change the context of everything?
J Rob's view is that he does sometimes, but we just don't know what reasons he would have for any particular circumstance. For some circumstances, he has more reason to stop it. In other circumstances, he doesn't have more reason to stop it. We just don't know those reasons, something like that. I hope I'm still manning J Rob right.
Yeah, basically. Like if you're trying to teach a kid how to walk, sometimes you might step in, to keep them from falling, and then sometimes you might have to let them kind of rock it out. You know what I'm saying? So God will intervene if it is going to lead to some higher purpose that he can foresee.
And how do we know when and when not God is intervening?
Yeah, I mean, if he reveals it.
So in the Bible, it's revealed the times that he does intervene, but in current times, how do we identify that?
That's what I'm saying. Like, he reveals, like, anyone who has a relationship with God, he reveals himself in various ways, and you'll know that, if you know God.
Okay, so you have to be a follower of God, which is the first step, and then the second step, you'll realize it when it happens.
Yeah, well, sometimes he can reveal himself to a person who's not following him, but their heart is ready.
Interesting. Okay. It just seems very arbitrary. Like, I don't understand.
It's not really arbitrary because
the
it's
repeatable
like,
factors. Like, I feel like there has to be repeatable, demonstrable facts that take place where we can identify it.
Well, yeah, you can actually see like a person who, like, I guess, like there's certain things you can look for to see if God intervened in their life. Like a person who, let's say they were addicted to substances, and then out of nowhere they claim that they've had like this transcendent experience where it's beyond comprehension, like as far as naturalistically.
But that's anecdotal though, right?
Well, when we're talking about like personal, like we're talking about God revealing himself, personally, and having a personal connection and relationship with people. So just like let's say you have personal relationship. Let's say you know a person named John, right? Based off of your personal experiences with them, you'll know certain things about them based off of your relationship, right? And let's say I meet you for the first time, you don't know me and I don't know you, and I say, hey, I know this guy named John, and then I give you, information based off of my personal relationship with him, and if those details are consistent, if my experiences are consistent with yours, then you're going to come to the conclusion that we know the same person. Right? We have a relationship with the same person named John. It's the same way. People who have these experiences, right? We talk about how the Holy Spirit, interacts with us, and it's been happening for 2,000 years now, and it's very consistent. So that's how we know we're all interacting with the same God.
But you just said that God can interact with a believer and non-believer all the same, right? What's the symmetry breaker there?
There is none. What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't think there's a need for one. What do you mean?
It's the same God, and he can draw a person who's a non-believer to him and reveal himself to them, and then they'll become a believer, and then and then we'll have that same personal relationship.
So he can draw the believer and non-believer to him, despite the fact that they're behaving differently throughout their lives.
No, I'm not sure what you mean. I'm saying that the non-believer becomes a believer.
Oh, okay.
Like I was an atheist, before I became a Christian. But then like I started noticing certain signs, and I was like, at first it seemed like coincidence. I try to brush them off as coincidences, but then it got to the point that I couldn't. And then once I realized he's trying to communicate it with me, I opened my heart to him and I accepted him. And then from that point, I started having, I felt the transcendent, like, Holy Spirit, like completely changed my life. I was addicted to substances. I was addicted to women. And like he gave me new desires, self-control, and like he completely transformed my life.
I guess I'm really just trying to hone in on.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'm just really trying to hone in on the intervening aspect, because there's multiple times where he intervened in the Bible, and I'm trying to understand what's the difference between back then and today.
Well,
Sure,
back
you gotta
then,
look at it
On
through
my screen,
their worldview.
it's kind of funny.
Oh, say what?
What do you have to be black?
Can I ask you a couple questions?
Wait, can I show it on my screen?
Yeah, just don't smoke.
Oh my god, my Wi-Fi's ass. No smoking, no smoking. I promise, no smoking.
Yeah, but yeah, continue, guys. What were you gonna say, Jamie? Oh, were you gonna say something, Jamie?
Yeah, going with the prompt.
Yeah.
So a couple questions. Number one, do you believe that there is evil in the world? The word evil, the concept of evil, do you believe that exists in our world today?
Okay, wait, hold
More
off on.
so for the
We'll get to that, but oh shoot. I thought J-Rob was gonna finish his conversation, but I guess yeah, like I believe there's things like evil exist.
Okay. So I'm just going to follow a prompt that I've memorized. So, and interject anytime you want.
Yeah.
So, if evil exists, then good exists. Would you agree?
It's not necessarily entailed, but I would agree.
Well, okay, good and evil, they're opposites. So if evil exists and good exists, then there must exist some type of moral law where we all kind of agree on the same thing. Like, okay, this is okay, but that's not okay. Like, giving to the poor is okay, but not being a PDF file is evil. Or being a PDF file is evil.
That's not necessarily entailed. Like, we could live in a subjective world where everything stands dependent and people just have different attitudes towards what's good and evil.
Sure.
That's my future opponent right there.
So, continuing down this path, if there is a moral law, there implies that there is a moral law giver. Someone or something that has bestowed upon us this idea of good and evil.
I mean, sure, but I don't even grant that there's a moral law. Like, what's the argument that there's some kind of moral law or fact about reality? Fact is what you probably want to go with.
Okay, if I punch you in the face, you're gonna get mad.
Yeah, but I mean, you might think but you might think it's good to punch me in the face. I might think it's bad to punch me in the face. Why would why is it objectively wrong? Like, why is it a fact or a law?
So, what's something that we could both agree on is wrong? Like, objectively, morally, terribly
not touching others
evil.
like that is wrong.
Well, yeah, but even if we both agree that it's wrong, it could be the case that somebody out there thinks it's right. So you're kind of like dealing with the world of like, is it objectively wrong or is it subjectively wrong?
Objectively.
Exactly.
Something that everyone agrees that's bad.
Okay, so why should I believe in like? Why should I like? So I guess what I'm asking is like, why should I believe in like objective morality or like moral laws? Like, what's gonna be the motivation for
Ian is my friend.
Survival, not dying.
I mean, sure, that could
be just a general thing.
Let's bring the viewers back in this place. Share it up, like it up.
How do you get that to moral facts existing?
4, 5, 6.
Okay, so
well then you could say killing people is bad.
I mean, depends on who you ask.
Yeah, war.
I'm asking you.
I mean, yeah, but sure. I mean, to me it would be bad, but I mean, to plenty of other people, in regards to their survival, it was a good thing to go and unalive people. So
yeah,
it's
I mean,
how do we get
some
to
people
moral facts?
want to be martyred and all that, but I'm kind of following your prompt. Why should I believe or trust in the Christian God?
Yeah.
So
You
I
think
kind of want
there's
to
any
I want to get your opinion on it.
Okay, so yeah, for me, I lack a belief in the Christian God, and I don't see any reason to trust him or believe in him for a multitude of reasons.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Wonder what they are.
So
I mean,
my argument.
Theologically correct.
Well, I don't know about argument. Okay, so this is how the argument goes.
Yeah.
If evil exists, then good exists. If good exists, then a moral law exists. If a moral law exists, then a moral lawgiver exists. Then a moral lawgiver must be somewhere outside of us because it's got to be given to us to follow. Hence, God.
Yeah,
Does it kind of make sense?
Yeah,
So that's the whole gist of that argument.
Well, yeah, so for one, I don't really think it follows any logical inference rules, and then two, I wouldn't grant that a moral law exists. I would need an argument for demonstrate that the moral law exists.
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Okay, so
Use a bit-
PDF files,
moral law.
even in prison where there are murderers, still murder PDF files because they believe that corrupting
Well, no,
innocence is inherently evil.
Well, I mean, that's
I
based
believe.
off of their stances, so it'd be subjective, but that's not a moral
W
law.
Coco. You're not silencing me.
Well, okay, at what point is it subjective versus objective?
Yeah, so you're trying to say that there's some kind of moral law, something that's universal to everybody, something that's a fact about reality. And so I'm asking
Sure.
for the argument for that. When you say people in jail unalive PDF files, I mean, yeah, based off of their stances. There are plenty of people in jail who don't unalive PDF files, right? They have a different stance, in regards to hey, I'm not gonna murder PDF files. So I mean, that's not a demonstration of a moral fact or a moral law, more a demonstration of different mental states.
Where the hell are the ops at?
Oh, but I'm talking to one. But yeah, just chill for a little bit, steal it. Chill.
No worry, no worry.
But yeah, so I mean, that would just be a demonstration of different moral states. So what would be the argument that the moral law exists? And if some people adhere to it, I mean, that's not really a demonstration of moral law existing. You have to demonstrate how it stands independent of anyone's minds, stances, or beliefs.
That's a good point. How does a moral law exist? Well, I mean, a moral law would have to include people, right?
Well,
Or would it?
it would exist outside of what people think. I think gravity is objective, right? No matter what we think, it's gonna affect everybody.
Aha.
But when
Sure.
it comes to a moral law, demonstrate how
Ah.
something is good outside of everybody, despite what people think. A moral fact or a moral law.
What would you say? Would you happen to have an example while I think of one?
I mean, as of right now, I'm a moral subjectivist. I think when I look at history, I see a bunch of people making up morals as they go, and people learn over time that certain things are better than other things in regards to survival and overall general well-being. But I guess if you were to give me a moral fact, I guess you could argue that the earth is eternal, that objective reality exists, and it's a fact about reality that grape is always going to be harmful. And so its harm applies to everybody. It's going to harm everybody. It's always going to be harmful. It's just not really good for survival. So, given morality, it's what we ought not do, and this is some kind of fact about our reality. It's independent of anybody's opinions. That could be one argument you could give.
But isn't it according to the Bible, we are all born in the darkness, so it doesn't really matter. It's natural for us to be more like in harm's way.
No, no.
I understand the premise. It's just difficult to answer. I'm trying to think of something that would be outside, but all I could think of would be, a moral law giver, something that exists outside of space and time, that controls space and time and moves in it and through it. Which, I mean, obviously would be God, but at the same time, shit, I hear an echo. It's fucking with me.
What happened? Oh, sorry, it's me.
Oh yeah, I think you have an echo. Steal it. Drop and come back.
There we go.
Oh, never mind. It got fixed. Okay. But yeah, so like I would just say like yeah, I would just say like why should I believe like a moral law exists? That'd be the premise I would question of your argument. And then you need an argument for that.
Well, the first part of that premise is, do you believe that evil exists? If evil exists, then the good exists.
Give my brothers love.
And so follows the moral lawgiver, God, and
Well,
then
like-
it works its way back down.
Well, yeah, like evil and good can exist under a subjective worldview. It would just be based in like people's stances, right?
Yeah.
So like you're arguing for moral law or like moral facts, that would be objective. So what would be the argument that there is some kind of moral law?
Truth. I guess truth would be,
Who's the biggest gift
here?
we
could use our five
I'm gonna challenge
senses,
him.
see, taste, touch, smell.
But that's still
the other one.
That's still stance dependent.
No.
That's based off of people's senses.
That's limited.
Well,
because there's only limited senses in a human body, but so many.
What about agreed?
Yeah, Steele said it. I mean, like it's based off of like your stance or your senses. Yeah.
Well, you'd have to start somewhere. Well,
Which is
so
why
what
it's
about
considered a priori.
what is truth?
What Kant said.
What is the truth?
I
mean, there are people who say now, like,
Well, that depends
my
on you.
truth, your truth, and we all have different truths.
I'm
But
gonna move
in
you
reality,
no
2 plus
fucking
2
way.
equals 4,
Joseph.
right? There's no other.
I mean, like
situation where 2 plus 2 doesn't equal 4.
people have different theories of truth. So,
Sorry, dog's barking.
Oh, no, you're good. I believe my truth. I believe truth is objective, but somebody might disagree and think that truth is subjective. Like
Sure,
for
but
somebody,
they could be
like,
crazy.
Yeah, everyone has like a different experience, or some people can be under a psychedelic and have an experience.
I wonder what that's
So would they still be able to hold weight in this conversation if their perspective is altered?
I mean, yeah. I mean, like ultimately, what I'm saying is just that people can have like different theories of truth. So I mean, like it could be the case that someone believes truth to be subjective. It depends on people's stances. So somebody could be under a psychedelic and their truth is like they're seeing something, right? But then somebody else could say that like, no, that's not the truth.
I have to go see my chiasm.
Like when people take DMT and they see like other beings and like they tell them stuff and like multiple people see the same thing when they're taking DMT and all that kind of thing.
They're delusional.
I mean, yeah, someone could argue like
I don't know, man. If 10
their own
people take
version of
DMT and they all see the same guy saying the same thing, it's kind of hard to be like, that's.
But yeah, but
Then they're all delusional. I'm sorry to say.
But ultimately, like I would say that
Because if
truth
they
is.
saw Jesus the way they did,
Oh, good.
You'd have to test them individually, like do a double blind.
well,
triple
based off
blind
of how I
test.
understand Jesus' followers, they have, well, for sure.
Oh wait, hold on. Tim, say what you're gonna say, and then steal it.
I was just saying, like, if we're going to be like looking at people's individual DMT trips and finding whether or not they're whatever they see gnomes or something, and that's truth, and that's inherent to the DMT trip, or it somehow exists out there in the world or somehow in our brains, you'd have to like verify that, do some real testing. I wanted to ask you though. You said your truth is objective. What do you mean by that? Just to you, everything you believe is truth is.
Oh no, so like I have a presupposition. I would hold that truth is.
That's quite a narcissistic thing to say.
Or so like I'm building my worldview, and I would have a couple presuppositions. I would say that truth is probably going to be like an objective thing sometimes, or I think like. I think ultimately, I think truth is objective. Like gravity works. I think that's objective. I think, like, does God exist? Whatever the answer is probably going to be some kind of objective thing that applies to all of us.
Categorical.
I think most truths are going to be, like, objective. But that's my presupposition.
Yeah, that's
good presupposition. And ultimately, it's based off of a categorical explanation. It seems as though...
Yeah? It seems as though... What?
Well, yeah, it seems about it.
Okay.
I was just thinking you meant like because it's true to me, and if I believe it's truth, then it is objective inherently to me, right? Yeah. And it's not a subjective truth; it's objective truth. But in general,
So like whenever I say I'm looking for the truth, I think it's going to be stance independent. The truth about God, the truth about our reality, it's going to be some kind of stance independent thing. So I just hold truth to be objective. Not that I found it.
Okay, so have you read religious texts, the Quran, the Bible, the Torah, the Talmud, anything?
I've tried a few.
Me.
I've tried a few, but I think there's flaws in the Quran, and I find a couple flaws in I find a lot of flaws in the Bible, to be honest with you.
Sure.
I have a question, Coco.
Go for it.
So there's a little bit of a delay right now, and I'm listening to myself, and that's why I've been delayed. So just keep things flowing. Yeah. So I'm listening to the Steelman account. That's why. So, anyways, so as I try to say, feels like from perspective of the Christians, their opinions were based off of their interpretation of God, right? Ultimately, Jesus was speaking about God. And considering that fact, we must observe their testimony.
Say it one more time.
Essentially, we must observe the testimony of Jesus' followers. That's my Steelman version of it. Steal it.
Oh, like we have to... Oh, sorry, I didn't catch it. So we have to observe the testimony of Jesus' followers in order to do what?
To do what? To determine whether or not their version of the truth is ultimately the absolute objective truth.
No. Yeah, I totally hold to that, right? So we're all trying to figure out the truth, or like when it comes to figuring out the truth, we have to like look at all the theses on the table, right? I'm sorry I seem a little bit distracted. I was soaked into the Pokemon. But, like, when it comes to, like, the claims that the Christians are making, of course, yeah, we have to look at, like, their experiences and, like, anything that they present and figure out if that's the truth. But, in regards to that, I hold that truth is going to be objective. It's going to be something stance independent. But, when it comes to what you were saying, Jane X, you gave this argument. But, like, I disagree with moral laws existing. You would have to give me, like, an argument for why I should believe that moral laws or, like, moral facts exist.
So, I guess the argument what I would present was if evil exists, then good exists. And those are things that everyone agrees on. If there's evil in the world, which, pick something and we'll run with that. What do you think? What's evil in the world, objectively?
Well, okay, so, like, I can grant that evil and
good... But how do we define evil through a normal man's eyes?
Well, hold on. So, like, I can grant that, like, evil and good exist. But the problem that I have is that... it could be subjective or objective. So I need the argument for why I should believe that moral laws or moral facts exist, or there's some kind of a subjective worldview.
The moral laws dictate what is evil and what is good.
But how do I know that they exist? How do I know moral laws exist? Like moral facts.
Evil and good exist.
It could exist
There's
subjectively.
got to be something that distinguishes the two.
Well, yeah, but like they could exist subjectively. It could be the case that we're all just coming up with like our own definitions of evil and good.
Well, let's.
So like, why should
Can I say something?
Okay, yeah. After I say this, but like, why should I believe moral facts exist? That's what I'm saying. And then, yeah,
Okay.
you can go ahead.
Well, ultimately, we are the observers of the fact, and we're observers of the moral facts.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay.
I'm saying the observer, as in the sense we're human intellectual.
Okay, well, we'll point to a moral fact.
Good and evil exist.
We're observers, but
as a Kantian ethicist.
We demonstrate that as a fact. Like, I mean, why should I hold that to be a fact?
Well, depends on who exactly considers Kant as a reputable source. That's dependent on whether or not you consider Kant as an ethical. So, was my phone off now?
Oh no, I have to.
I can't hear anybody. Someone in my head.
No, I think he's
shit. Damn cheap headphones. All right.
I guess to start where that moral law, does the moral law exist, is does evil exist? Does good exist? And if you want to delve deeper into what those are, we could more concrete the idea of a moral law. But
I don't think an evil human
that for yourself.
Oh, what were you saying? What were you saying, Tim?
I was just gonna say I don't think like an evil person is. I don't think somebody is pure evil or pure good, right? Like we all have different motivations, we all have different. But at the end of the day, we're all human, right? And we could point to anybody throughout history. We could point to the H-man, the worst people in the world. But do you think that they're pure evil? I mean, I don't think anybody is pure evil, right? So if evil's not just
how do you know?
If it's not just if it's just some of us are evil sometimes and not evil other times, then what is evil? Like, is it just a thing that exists that inhabits us?
No, you're not. No. You're right the first time, but then what is evil ultimately? Yes, that's a question we
that's
cross
what
ourselves.
I mean. Is it something that just inhabits us at times, or is it does it exist in the air that we just get?
Well, metaphorically speaking, or literally, right?
Well,
like I said, we cross ourselves with moral truth.
What is evil? Evil actions, evil thoughts, evil powers.
Like, are you ever
the eye of the beholder? How about that?
Feel like you're Sorry?
Yeah, I can be incredibly hateful sometimes.
It's the eye of the beholder, perhaps. Are you the eye of the
or you
beholder,
have just like
or
a
are you
bad
the
thought?
eyes of the beholders?
I don't know.
It could be a bad thought. It could be straw man, fallacies, or it could be one of Coco's thoughts.
But with that, I think I'm gonna call it a day, guys. I'm probably gonna head out. You probably see me on other people's live streams. But yeah, I'm tired as fuck.
Yes.
Man, good chatting with you.
How much you for?
But yeah, I'll be around. I'll be on people's live streams and stuff. But what were you saying, Steele?
How long have you been streaming for?
Probably like 4 or 5 hours. And also, I'm gonna edit this stream and put it on YouTube.
God damn. Okay, wait, make sure my my smoking's out of there because I want the age restriction shit out there too. Try to clear my name.
Okay. Which you're fine. Like look,
if you can.
Oh no, you're totally fine. Like I smoke, but it's just that TikTok has like an issue with it. But I don't have any problem with it. I don't think YouTube has any problem with it.
You got a fucking cow all the time.
But yeah, I'll see you guys around.
Good night, guys.
See you later, Coco.
But Tim, did you want to say something about that morality conversation, or before I go, or?
I'll save it for next time.
Oh, yeah.
Have a good night. Thank you for the conversation. Appreciate you guys.
See you around.
Have a good evening. I'll just be sticking around.